Welcome, one and all, and good evening, everybody. Jackie Bessler, Kyle Benedict, along for Mingus Marauder Football here on KYBC AM 1600, 96.3 FM, MyRadioPlace.com, and Verde Valley TV. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a good one. The rivalry renewed. The Cactus Cobras coming to town to play the Mingus Marauders. And if you are a newer Mingus Marauder fan, then you have missed decades of chess matches between Coach Bob Young and the Mingus Marauders and Coach Fettenheimer from the Cactus Cobras. These teams have gone back and forth. They have seen each other in regular season. They have seen each other in postseason over and over again. And I'll tell you what, it is going to be a great game here tonight. I expect a high-scoring game as both squads have shown the ability to score a lot of points and have struggled a little bit on the defensive side. Yeah, it should be a great one. You know, they didn't play each other last year, but as you mentioned, a long history between these two teams. You got to imagine the players are well aware of that. Of course, anytime you're playing a team from the Valley and they come up here up north a little bit, you have that little bit of edge, you know, something about that Valley team. But Cactus is a great squad, as you mentioned. They, along with Mingus, have shown a lot of great things so far this season. Cactus coming off a loss last year. We'll get into that more, or last week. So, you know, they're going to be looking for a win. Of course, Mingus looking for a win as well here at home, and it should just be another good fight here tonight. It'll be an awesome game. It really will. Yeah. Two quality coaches, two excellent squads on the field here tonight. I think we're going to see a lot of tremendous action here as we get along. What's in store for the weather here this evening? Well, the weather, we got kind of a light breeze right now. That shouldn't stick around or be too much of an issue at game time, but around kickoff, we're looking at 89 degrees, so it doesn't feel quite 89 out right now, but it's going to be nice. Not a cloud a couple clouds in the sky, but no issue of rain. The wind's going to be calm. Should be a beautiful night. Well, that's going to take us right into our Vinny's pregame report. When we come back, we're going to take a look at 2014, the last time these two squads matched up. We're going to look at last games. Both opponents, both squads coming off a loss coming into week 3. We're going to take a look at those games and how the squads match up when we get into the Vinny's pregame report after this.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
For 30 years, Roxu Screen Printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu Screen Printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Welcome to the Vinny's Pizza pregame report. Call Vinny's now at 646-3333 and have pasta, subs, or a specialty pizza delivered right away. Don't forget the garlic knots and wings. Now let's head back live to the press box for Jackie and Kyle.
Getting ready for tonight's game. The Cactus Cobras are in town to take on the Mingus Marauders. This is a Division 4A match. Both of these squads find themselves in interesting spots. Mingus, one of the smallest 4A schools. Cactus, now with the re-rating. Last year, you know what? They were not one of the smallest schools in the division. They have now kind of risen to the top third a little bit. Tell you what, they had numbers. The JV squad went down to play Cactus last night, and 93 points put on the board. Holy cow, Cactus, not all of them Cactus. Cactus 53 and the Mingus Marauders 40. The Marauders offensive line for the JV squad played phenomenal. Had some things on defense and special teams that we really need to work on, but Cactus was poisonous. I mean, they were. Their offense was quick, their offense was well coached and well placed, and they did a fantastic job. I expect the same thing out here tonight, and it really interesting the way it went. They didn't have enough home uniforms, so they asked Mingus JV squad to come home come over in the home reds, so that they could use their whites that they had more uniforms for, because they had 100 kids. 100 kids on JV. There were times they got penalties because they had 2 number 74s out there or 2 number 7s, or I kid you not, they had a lot of players on the JV squad, and the numbers always will be the advantage here for Cactus as we get into it. Hey, Vinny special.
Can't forget about that.
Absolutely phenomenal. The $4.99 spaghetti dinner is just absolutely wonderful. I suggest that you get it here tonight. 646-3333. In fact, you can call and order it ahead, or delivery available with that spaghetti dinner for $4.99. I suggest the breadsticks, the cheesy bread, the garlic knots are phenomenal. And, of course, you can get the Pepsi products to go along with it. Vinny's Pizza, of course, on the 89A Bypass Clemenceau building. And that's 646-3333 for Vinny's Pizza, our pregame sponsor. And looking at some of our teams from or our schedule, Higley last week, a victory 50-28 against St. Mary's, who came down from a 5A division. And Higley put a hurting on them 50-28 last week. And of course, last week, Cactus Shadows beating the Mingus Marauders by a score of 13-6. What a defensive battle all the way through.
Yeah, it really was. And we knew that was going to be a game down in the trenches, and this one I think is going to be very similar. But we saw a lot of great things from the Marauders defense again. The offense didn't put up quite enough to win the game, but they were in it at the end. They had an opportunity on a last just at the end of the game. They had the ball driving down the field, weren't able to get it in to take that game, but the defense played great. The offensive line created some holes for the Marauders defense. For the Marauders running game, but we saw some nice play in the air from the Marauders. I mean, we saw a little glimpses here or there just to open up that running game. So they were able to get some stuff done, the Marauders, on offense in the air, on the ground as well. But the defense really kept that game close. They kept really Cactus Shadows from breaking open and never really getting away and running away with the game. And you got to give the Marauders defense credit. They kept the offense in there. The offense really made a nice drive there at the end of the game to try and pull out a win last second. They were unable to do that, unfortunately, but we saw a lot of great things from the Marauders last week.
Well, we did. The aerial attack, not fantastic. I expect that it's going to be on track. I think Myers was perhaps just a little bit hobbled, unable to throw off that back foot. Accuracy wasn't quite there. Running game still at 134 yards on the ground, and I thought they did exceptionally well with it. We gave up a few more yards on the ground than we wanted to. In fact, rushing 192 yards on the ground, 111 yards in the air for Cactus Shadows, but Mingus kept it pretty much between the 20s most of the game. And then third quarter, at halftime, it was 7-0. Mingus scores in the third quarter, tying at 7-7. And early fourth quarter is when Cactus Shadows comes down and scores. They miss the extra point, and you're thinking, oh, that could be huge. That could be huge. Mingus unable to get back and return to the end zone. And that final drive ended up a fourth down conversion called back on a penalty. A fourth down conversion then called back on a penalty. Oh, my goodness, it was a heartbreaker. But Mingus looking to bounce back here tonight. The Cactus Cobras had their hands full last week with Marcus Deniza, the number 2 squad in 4A. By the way, Higley against number 1 Saguaro here tonight. That is going to be a battle. That is going to be a battle. But, back to Cactus. Lost to Marcus Deniza, 43-37. They were tied at 37 in the fourth quarter. The Cactus squad got themselves into position, tied up the game. Marcus Deniza had one pass that blew it open right in the end of the fourth quarter, and they were unable to retaliate late.
But, sometimes you pay off even though you don't get the win on there with those close games, and when they come down to the wire like that, even though you lose at the very end like Cactus did last week, you pay off. Those close games like that will pay off down the line in the schedule later on in the season, especially when you start playing these teams that, you start looking at playoff runs and trying to get into the playoffs and stuff down the line. Those close games early on in the season will pay off later on. 273
yards in the air. Cactus, who has been a traditional running game, has added a component, an aerial attack. 273 yards in the air against Marcos Deniza to go with 197 yards on the ground. They gave up 460 passing yards against Marcus Deniza and 158 yards on the ground. So it'll be interesting to see. Both of these squads have struggled a little bit more with good passing teams, and we'll see if both squads try to take advantage of an aerial attack.
Yeah, they're going to have some success in the air just to keep the defenses honest on both sides of the ball, Mingus and Cactus. Just complete enough passes just to keep the defense, making sure that you have that in the back of your mind that you can go downfield. But when you're talking about the run game, Cactus, that's what they want to do. They prefer to run the ball. They have the weapons to do it, but they also have some weapons on the outside in receivers that can complete passes, go up and bring balls down in the air. So it'll be interesting to see how both offenses come here tonight. As we mentioned, coming off of losses last week, these teams are going to be eager to really get back on the field and try and put up some points and come away with a win.
Roxu Screen Printing, giving away Arizona Diamondback tickets. Check in with our sister stations, KQST 102.9, KVRD 105.7. And both Brian and Brad in the morning have some tickets, compliments of our friends at Roxu Screen Printing to give away. And the next game coming up is at the end of September. I believe it's the 30th against San Diego. Thunder Valley Rally's coming up. You know what? We're going to hold that off. We're going to come back to that as we continue our Vinny's pregame report here at Mingus Union High School. We'll be back after this.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at reesestire.com.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics. We are Flip City Gym. We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in Northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
They're here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Cottonwood Motorsports, located on Route 260 and Western Drive.
Marching band doing the national anthem out here tonight at Mingus Union High School. Jackie Bessler, Kyle Benedict joining you once again as we finish up our Vinny's pregame report. Remember, 646-3333. You can have the Marauder Special delivered to you here tonight. Hey, coming up, Thunder Valley Rally just around the corner. What do we know about that?
Oh, Thunder Valley Rally. Well, we know it's a fun time every single year. We know it's a fun time. We have they got bands out there, plenty of bikes. They got the ride, of course, and everything in downtown Old Town Cottonwood. It's just going to be a blast, a great time out there.
Oh, it is. Cottonwood Parks and Rec putting that on, and the city of Cottonwood. It's a phenomenal opportunity. 16th, 17th, and 18th of September. Make plans to attend. Hey, Mingus Marauder football stats here. Trey Meyer, 8 for 19, 161 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Leading rusher for the Mingus Marauders, Jason Groth. Ruiz had a great game last week with 94 rushing yards, ends up with 113 yards. Stabrith with 3 receptions and 29 yards for the Mingus Marauders in the first beginning parts of the Mingus Marauders season. Hey, defensively, leading tackler, Trevor Galloway. That's going to be huge here because he is actually being switched to a Sam linebacker here today for the Mingus Marauders defensively as they start to mix up their defense a little bit. And it'll be interesting to see how that works out for the Marauders as Ruiz is going to take more of the wing position on offense, and we're going to have all sorts of different changes. We'll try to keep you up on him. Jordan Vincent is going to play defensive end for the Mingus Marauders. So as we start calling out names and you're like, well, that doesn't belong there, it does, honestly. Now, Cactus Cobras, they have been quite powerful here so far in this season, putting up 70 points in the first game against Bradshaw, but they gave up 49, 70-49. What a holy cow, what a fireworks game. They have got some athletes with some rather significant statistics.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, this is a team that they have a lot of weapons, passing the ball on the season, 438 yards in the air, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception in the air, rushing on the ground, 610 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. So we talked about they want to run the ball first, but they can't throw it up in the air. In terms of their players, quarterback Mahal Lee, is 20 for 35 on the season, 438 yards passing, 6 touchdowns. He has 1 interception on the year. Their wide receiver, Matthew Eberhardt, he has 206 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest reception was 83 yards. And then their running back, Norris, who's going to be their guy on the ground, 41 carries for 404 rushing yards. He averages 200 yards in the first 2 games, averaging 9.9 yards a carry. So just under 10 yards a carry, 3 rushing touchdowns. So they got some weapons on the outside. They can throw the ball when they need to, but Norris is going to be the guy on the ground for them.
Most of their running game works out to be an option zone read. So basically they're going to stand there and be ready to hand off the ball to the running back. Meanwhile, the running back's looking around to see where the hole's developing. Until he got the ball, he has no idea where he's running. So it all depends on where the zone blocking goes. That makes it extremely difficult to defend because what gap do you defend? All of them.
Yeah, basically anything that the defense does is supposed supposed to be wrong with the when you're reading. I mean, you're reading the defense, so if the end does this, if he comes upfield, then you give the ball to the dive or whatever it is. So really, it's designed to where anything that the defense does is supposedly supposed to be wrong. And where it comes into play is when you have that relationship between the quarterback and the running back, reading that. And you really have to, at that mesh point, have that chemistry to where, okay, the quarterback's going to keep the ball a little longer in the running back's arms before he actually gives the ball or pulls it out. So they have to have that communication in the backfield.
Light blue helmets, dark blue pants, white shirts, and the dark blue numbers for the Cactus Cobras if they come out of the locker room ready to get this one underway. Mingus still has not come out of the locker room, waiting for the dramatic entrance here, being the home team. Gives us a chance to go through some of the youth scores. The CMS Lobos put up 46 points in a victory over Camp Verde last week and did a phenomenal job. And we're up quite a bit in the first quarter, able to take advantage of that one and kind of ran that away. Minors division for High Desert Youth. The Cottonwood Cardinals are 0-1-1. Their tie coming to Page. Cottonwood Bears are 0-1. They had a bye the first week and they lost to Camp Verde. Cottonwood Colts are 2-0 with victories over Chino Valley and Page to go along with their squad. 0-1-1. The Cottonwood Lobos ended up with a tie against Page as well. Interesting. What's with this with Page and ties? How about that? Cottonwood Marauders on the Mighty Might Division 2-0 with a shutout victory over Chino Valley and a victory over Page. The Wildcats in the Majors Division struggling 0-2 so far this season, but lots of games coming up. You've got the Cottonwood Bears at Wickenburg. The Cottonwood Cardinals will be versus the Colts, so that'll be an all Cottonwood conference there. Cottonwood, let's see, on the Majors Division, the Wildcats will be at home versus Chino Valley. Mighty Might, it'll be the Lobos versus Chino Valley and the Marauders at Wickenburg. And the next middle school contest for the Lobos, September 13th against Northwest Christian. That'll be a good battle.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, Northwest Christian Tuesday, then the following Tuesday on the 20th, they go host Williams. Then Saturday the 24th, back on the road, Push Ridge. Home on October 4th against Fountain Hills. Then on the road, October 11th at Fountain Hills, away against Northwest Christian. So a lot of games coming up for it. As you mentioned, next Tuesday, they're hosting Northwest Christian.
Speaking of games and away, our next one coming up next week is quite a bit away. At Kingman, Lee Williams, home of the Volunteers. It'll be the second time we've matched up with that squad. Hey, we still have to talk about what happened in 2014. We'll do that right on the other side. We'll be back after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
This has been the Vinny's New York Chef Pizza pregame report. Call Vinny's now at 646-3333 for pickup or delivery and have delicious pasta, subs, or a specialty pizza ready to go by game time. Vinny's Pizza, located at 516 East State Route 89A in Cottonwood, will return for kickoff right after this.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, well, the Cactus Cobras are going to kick off to the Mingus Marauders to start this one. 2014, the last time that these two squads matched up, a 42-15 victory for the Cactus Cobras. And in that particular game, holy cow, it got away from the Mingus Marauders as over 480 yards of total offense put up against the Mingus Marauders, 265 yards of offense for Mingus, and once again, these squads definitely battled with each other quite a bit. New returners for the Mingus Marauders as the cannon goes off. It'll come down. Mingus, it'll take it about the 10-yard line, cut it up the middle, looking for a place to go. Gets corralled and dropped about the 27-yard line, and looks like Chaz Taylor with the return for the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, Chaz Taylor with that ball. He was kind of taking his time trying to find a hole, waiting for his blocks to develop. He got a couple back, a little bit back, but Mingus are going to get the ball at about the 27-yard line to start their opening drive.
Well, let's look at the Mingus Marauders offensively. Jordan Pollock and Justin Link will be the receivers. The line will be Trevor Galloway, Jordan Taylor, Jordan Vincent at center, Charles Hardy, and Taylor Scott. And running up the middle, breaking away for a first down is Groth. Glad to see him back in there as he regains the running back position. Number 2, Jason Groth. Quarterback will be Trey Meyer. Your wings here in the double wing will probably be Ruiz to start and Alejandro Stabrith on the right-hand side. Mingus, 2 receivers to the far side, getting ready right again with a first down run of about 14 yards to start off this one. Meyer set up over center, and he will hand off up the middle, make it to about the 50-yard line, 45-yard line, the edge of the giant red M, as Mingus will trip and go forward about 4.5 yards, and we'll have the ball second down, and we'll call it 6 from about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they go to Groth on the first play of the game, and he just kicks off this thing with a nice hard run up the middle, picking up where he left off in the first game here at in Cottonwood. And it was a nice hard run there to start the game.
Mingus will take the ball and hand it off again. This time it'll try the left side, and it'll be good for a couple. Give him about 2, bringing up a third down and about 4, maybe third and 3. The ball at the 48-yard line.
Going back to Groth, mentioning that he didn't really play. He played in the first game, and what a game he had. I mean, 119 yards to open up the season. He was averaging just under 10 yards a carry in that game. Looking for that production out of him again tonight.
Motion and stopping, trying to catch the Cactus Cobras intruding a little bit, and there will be the handoff, and going up the middle should be close to a first down. Do you think he's got it?
I think he might have had it on a second effort. We'll see what they end up giving him, but it was, again, keeping those feet moving, and on the second effort he picked up another yard or so. And it looks really close to a first down here. Looks like they're still going to keep it at a fourth down.
No, they're going to award
give it to him.
There we go. So Groth picks up the first down, and Mingus finds themselves into the Cactus territory, going up against the Mingus Marauders defensively. Boy, that defensive line is huge. Javier Pestis, 263 pounds among many, as they will blow the whistle. Give me a chance to give you the defensive end, Louis Achin, 6'3", 230. How about defensive linemen of 276 and 267 respectfully? That would be John Rosa and Scott Jones, as the Mingus Marauders get their first penalty of the game, and well, they'll trot backward here for 5 on a motion penalty.
Yeah, and penalties on both sides last week really affected the outcome of the game. A few touchdowns on both sides called back, and a few penalties towards the end of the game that prevented Mingus from scoring.
Mingus will put the ball up, and they've got an open receiver. It's Ruiz from the wing as he gets to the 20 and is pulled down at about the 16-yard line. straight off the wing and found himself out there with no coverage whatsoever and is able to scamper down and pick up 31 yards on the reception.
Yeah, untouched coming out of the backfield from that wing position, Ruiz, and then Meyer just dumps it off to him, and that's what we were talking about in pregame. Mingus is going to have to be able to complete a couple of those a game or a couple a quarter in order to keep that running game open, and that was just a perfect execution there by Meyer and Ruiz getting open and then using his wheels to really pick up the rest on his feet.
Juan gets it, two running backs in the backfield, and they will hand it off to the first one, who bounces to the outside and into the end zone, and Mingus will score first as Groth gets the touchdown from 16 yards out as the cannon explodes with 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
And there you go. I mean, we saw it 3 runs in a row, maybe 4 runs in a row, and then they pop that little pass for a big gain and go right back to Groth on the ground, and he picks up the touchdown, showing off that speed. Had a nice little cut there as well to get in the end zone. Mingus striking first.
Phenomenal blocking for the Mingus Marauders on that one. Extra point is up and good, almost blocked. Boy, they had the wing coming in quick, but Meyer quicker to the ball as he dots the I and puts the 7th point on the board. 9 minutes left to go, first quarter. We'll come back for the Mingus Marauder kickoff after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, well, Trey Meyer will put the ball up to kick off. They'll use the near hash mark going from left to right across the scoreboard or the field out here. He'll dump it down short, get it down to about the 30-yard line, looking for somewhere to go, and then getting out to about the 33-yard line is Jake Russett, a sophomore, returning one of the up men, so pretty decent field position as the Cactus Cobras will come out on the field, and they will be led out here by running back Demaria Norris and of course quarterback Mahil Lee, junior, 6 foot, 195 pounds, and this offensive line is huge. Mingus changing their defense. It'll look more like a 5-2 out here going against the big Cactus offensive line, and hitting the backfield quickly by the Mingus Marauders is Norris for his first run. Ruiz comes in, and Jordan Vincent playing defensive end.
Yeah, Jordan Vincent in the backfield quick and just lays a hat on the running back just to establish that physical play that we talked about. This is going to be another game for Mingus in the trenches where they have to win that battle.
Here's the next play, and coming out of the backfield and getting a little bit of yardage, he'll gain back the loss and then some. And number 10 out of the backfield, that'll be the quarterback on the keeper. Give him about 6 yards on the run, bringing up a 3rd and, oh, well, actually, let's give him 5 on the run. 3rd and 6 now. Mingus leading 7-0, still first quarter action, and this squad is up to the line quick. There's the snap. And they will hand it off, and pushed back and not getting the first down. Ruiz, looks like Ruiz or Nelson comes up and makes the tackle at about the 39-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and 4.
Just a beautiful stop there for Mingus to force the Cactus Cobras to punt on their opening drive, especially. That is exactly what you want from the Marauders defense after the offense gets out there, gets the ball first, puts 6 up on the board. They get the extra point, 7-0. Nice stop by the Marauders defense.
3 and out as there are 4 men in the backfield, 3 to block, and here's the punt, a high, nice, beautiful punt going to the right-hand side. It'll take a huge Cactus bounce and touching the Mingus Marauders and then jumping on it, so it'll be phenomenal, or horrible, I should say, field position. Great coverage out there. Pacheco tried to get it off the candy hop and didn't get it, so he's going to end up pinning the Mingus Marauders deep at about the 2-yard line.
Well, I think maybe he thought it was going to be a candy hop, and it wasn't quite as a friendly hop as he thought initially, and he was able to get back on it. Unfortunately, Mingus really backed up towards their own end zone here. They got a lot of field in front of them, but really they're looking to really repeat what they did on the first drive. We saw a nice completion in the air for the Marauders after several running plays in a row. They had that nice pickup with the dump off to Ruiz and then followed up with Growth for the touchdown run.
8 men in the box for the Cactus Cobras defensively. Mingus out of their own backfield, and Meyer will keep it himself and follow his lead block and then lay down somewhere around the 6 or 7 yard line. And I think that's all you can ask for first down from your own 2 is a gain of about 5.
Yeah, at that point, you're just trying to give yourself more room than you already have. In a gain of 5, you will take that anytime you're backed up into your own towards your own goal line. Much more room to work with here now, a little breathing room for the Marauders.
Yeah, not only that, but you don't take the risk of handing the ball off, too, Myers takes it this one in. He will hand it off, and with a first down and more. There goes Growth. Up the middle, he's at the 35, breaks away, and then tripped up from behind as he gets across the 50-yard line.
Man, showing off the speed is Growth. He gets the ball on the handoff, and he gets through that first level, and then he is gone. He was chased down from behind and was actually tripped up a little bit. The defender for the Cactus Cobras, Dalton Corditz, was trying to dive and strip the ball out of Growth's hand and ended up actually making him stumble a little bit before he was finally brought down at midfield, but another huge play for the Marauders in Growth.
First quarter against Higley had 119 yards, and that's where he ended. He got dinged up. He's got 81 yards on 4 carries here so far, and they will hand it off. No, Trey Meyer keeps it on the outside, and he had me fooled. Did you see him carrying the ball down next to the hip like he had it in his front pocket where you keep your keys?
Where you keep your keys, yeah. No, he did a nice job of disguising that. I think he had everybody in the stadium fooled on that. It was that mesh point, just riding the running back as he gets towards the line and then last second pulling it out and hoping that there's nobody around the edge. And it was another nice gain of 5 yards for Trey Meyer. We haven't seen him keep the ball too much this season, but when he has, it seems like he's had quite a bit of success on the outside.
5:35 left to go on the clock. Mingus 2nd and 5 from the Cactus 45-yard line. This time they will hand it up the middle and falling forward for 4 yards, bringing up 3rd and very manageable. 3rd and 1. Growth gets another carry out here, and that's part of Mingus Marauders' offense. If you are that fullback, if you get the ball, you're going to get hit. If you don't get the ball, you're going to get hit. If you fumble the ball, you're going to get hit. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do with the ball, you're going to get hit.
Yeah, you're going to get hit, but if somebody's hitting you, then that means that's one less guy to hit the guy with the actual ball. So, it's something you just take with this offense.
All right, we have a stoppage of play, 3rd and 1, 4:59 on the clock as they convene at the 40-yard line of the Cactus Cobras. Mingus leading first quarter action 7-0. And they are going to back up Mingus. And I'm wondering if let's see if we get a call here. Okay, we get a motion call, a false start call. So everybody seemed to have been set, but maybe not everybody was set. So now a 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and 6. And boy, that changes the play call.
I was just going to say, yeah, that changes everything in terms of what you want to do with the offense. I mean, you were looking at 3rd and short with that nice hard run by Growth, and he fell forward, kind of jumped forward and almost got the first down, but that penalty brings him back.
All right, Mingus in the wing offense. Pollock, the receiver to the near side, man in motion, and Meyer's going to hold it himself, but this time he's going to get eaten up and driven back. They'll give him progress, maybe to the 45-yard line, bringing up at about 4th and 5.
Yeah, I think that was just nice penetration by the Cobras defense. They took away the outside, so when Meyer pulled the ball out of the running back's hands and he looked to go outside, there was nowhere to go, and you got to think that he pulled the ball because there was nothing up the middle either.
Well, let's see how Meyer does with his touch. Of course, your quarterback is your punter for the Mingus Marauders. He'll take the snap. He will boot it. It is high, near side, and it is dropped. And that ball is still loose on the ground. The return man for Cactus had it go right through the breadbasket, and coming up with it is Jordan Vincent. The Mingus Marauders, a huge turnover right off the bat, and Mingus will get the ball within the red zone.
Wow, that is a huge play there for the Marauders. Yeah, just he was not able to hold on to that ball, and Mingus had their guys flying down there at the end, and Vincent comes up with the loose ball there. And now you got to think that Mingus tries to make the Cobras pay for that mistake with another score here. But yeah, he was the return man underneath the ball, and it just, as you mentioned, Jackie, right through the breadbasket. He was not able to close those elbows.
Well, apparently Cactus got it, and I want to give credit to Jordan Taylor for covering it, but he apparently didn't cover it. So Jordan Taylor comes up with the ball. However, Cactus comes up with the possession. So they have the possession at the 16-yard line, and then immediately go into a false start, bringing up 1st and 15 now. So apparently we didn't have the first turnover of the game. And now we'll have a double tight. Here comes a potential jet sweep, and it is a jet sweep going to the far side or around the corner. Mingus will defend it and knock the runner out of bounds at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, just trying to stretch the defense as far as they will go and looking for a hole, and he was able to try and get that edge and picked up about 5 yards. But Marauders just kind of trying to stretch him out until he runs out of field and hopefully gets to the sideline, and that's what happened.
Actually, he'll pick up a good 10 yards. He'll get back the 5 from the penalty and then some. And here comes the Cactus Cobras, this time trying the middle, and Norris not having the success that he has been accustomed to. Oh, pardon me, Lee, the quarterback, keeps that one, gets up shaking the right hand. That's never a good sign when your quarterback does that.
No, never is. But, you know, that was a nice play right there by Josh Scalf, the defensive end, the senior 6'5", 210, wrapping up the quarterback there and bringing him down. It was just a nice play altogether.
Here's the handoff as Norris will try the right side and get stuffed. It'll be close to a first down. It was 3rd and 4, and appears as though he got 3. So 4th and 1 from Cactus's own 24-yard line. And it appears as though they are going into punt formation.
Yeah, I think, you know, in their own zone like this, they're just going to punt the ball. They haven't been able so far in 2 drives to get much going on offense. That's kudos to the Marauders defense.
Mingus is coming, and there's the punt. It is high. It is coming down. Mingus will field it at the 31-yard line, making a break to the outside, cutting it to the inside, and then slammed to the ground is Pacheco with the return. Mingus, great field position out to the 45.
Yeah, another good place to start for the Marauders offense here, right around midfield, and they're looking to continue moving the ball. 2 drives, their first 2 drives, they had a couple big plays that really got that offense going. And one thing, talking about last week's game, the offense just never really got that momentum into that groove that you really need in order to kind of get things working your way. They were never able to find their stride really throughout the game. As we mentioned, the defense is what kept that game so close for the Marauders, but already here in the first quarter, Mingus's offense has all the momentum right now.
2:14 on the clock. Mingus will start their 3rd drive of the game from their own 45. Meyer looking to throw. He's got a man deep and trying to get up underneath it. Threw it to the outside, and the receiver and the coverage both kind of got tangled up out there on the fade, so it'll fall harmlessly almost out of bounds.
Yeah, under center, Meyer, he was looking to the left side, going for number 2. That's Growth there out of the backfield. But he was just covered by Riley Williams, and that ball was really just not catchable for offense or defense.
Approaching 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Mingus once again on their 3rd possession of the game. Cactus has not picked up a first down yet. Here come the Mingus Marauders, 2 receivers to the far hand side, a man in motion, Growth through the middle. He'll get ridden down across the 50 by number 24 out there, 24 on the tackle, but that'll bring up a 3rd and about 6 yards on the game.
Trent Davis, one of their captains out there on that tackle, their linebacker and strong safety, senior 6 foot 200. Score update from Bradshaw Mountain. They're playing Combs 7-0 there as Bradshaw getting out with an early touchdown, 7-0.
Matching our score here at Mingus Union High School. Mingus with the lead, 7-0. 2 receivers to the far side. Myers sends Ruiz in motion. They hand it off up the middle and getting nowhere that time as a phenomenal push by the Cactus Cobras. Short gain, maybe none, and that brings up 4th down. Now, what do? Do you punt again?
You know, you got the momentum, you got your quarterback out. It always helps when you have your quarterback as your punter because you can do all kinds of things back there. It looks like it's 4th and about 4. We'll see what they end up doing here. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, you could, interesting enough. Cactus is going to take a timeout. They didn't have anybody back to actually receive it because, once again, Meyer could be your quarterback and your kicker. We're going to take a break with them. We'll return. Exactly 60 seconds left in the first quarter. Mingus leading 7-0. We'll be back after this.
Ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, it appears as though Coach Bob Young is going to play the field position game. And Myers, the snap is low, and he ends up getting tackled. He bobbled it. It dropped out in front of him. He picked it up, tried to think about doing something with it, and he ends up getting tackled for about a 10-yard loss. But unfortunately, on 4th down, that gives Cactus the ball. They're going to give him forward progress to the 45. So Cactus now on the Mingus Marauder 45-yard line, their best field position of the game.
Yeah, if they're going to try and get that momentum back, which Mingus has all of it right now, this is the time to do it. I think everybody here in the stands, their hearts just dropped when they saw Meyer drop that ball, but he got back on it.
Here come the Cactus Cobras, and they try the right-hand side, and Mingus is playing it tough. I'll tell you, who has had a phenomenal game so far is Scalf. Who had a phenomenal game last week? Trevor Galloway. From his defensive end position, he was all over the place. In fact, I think he was in on 12 tackles last game, which for a defensive end is unbelievable. Here come the Cobras, one man in the backfield, and they hand it off to him. He tries the left-hand side. He skimmies through and picks up the first down for the Cactus Cobras as he goes 9 yards off the left-hand side and finally had just a little bit of breathing room to show off some of his speed.
Yeah, he broke a couple tackles there, but Chaz Taylor was able to just hang on to him as just finally the running back was stopped, but Chaz Taylor, holding on for dear life there, was able to bring him down.
Here's the pass out of the backfield. They get it out to Norris, who puts the brakes on, and he will get smothered up pretty quickly. Decent defense. He had to spin a 360 to actually get that ball, but they'll have it 2nd and 8 from the 30 when we return for second quarter action after this.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to
Back
rock.
here at Mingus Mingus Union High School, and interesting, the Cactus Cobras show a bubble. They show a quad on the left-hand side, and then immediately try to throw the ball to the right-hand side where they had one-on-one coverage out there for Matthew Ebenhart, one of their leading receivers.
Yeah, Ebenhart, we mentioned, he was a captain tonight, 206 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. They were trying to go to him there.
Norris gets caught in the backfield, finds a way to wing his way through it, and that's the elusiveness that I was talking about, as he'll pick up a first down inside the red zone against the Mingus Marauders. He'll pick up 8 yards, and the new line of scrimmage will be at the 19-yard line for the Cactus Cobras.
That right there, Jackie, is exactly why he is averaging just under 10 yards a carry, because he's able to turn a play for a loss into a positive gain.
And quarterback set to throw. Lee comes to the near side, finds Norris again. It has been the total Norris show as he catches the ball and is pushed out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 10. And that is going to bring up a 2nd and short, maybe a 2nd and 8. It has been Norris right, Norris left, Norris throw, Norris catch.
Yeah, Norris was their number 2 rusher last year. He finished last season with 449 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Lee's going to keep it himself. He has got a wall of Cobras around the corner and into the end zone. From the 10-yard line goes the quarterback, Mahil Lee, to put 6 on the board against the Mingus Marauders.
Well, it looked like number 56 for the Marauders, Caleb Maldonado, was going to be able to push him out of bounds at least before he crossed the goal line. And unfortunately, he was not able to do that, and it ends up being a touchdown for Cactus Cobras.
I believe that it's Trevor Galloway that might be wearing 56 here today. The extra point attempt for the Cactus Cobras, low, but up and accurate and through. So with 11:32, we are knotted up at 7s here at Mingus Union High School. Old Glory waving in the near darkness around the stadium. We'll return after this.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the Mingus Marauders are all tied up with the Cactus Cobras. Oh, pardon me, how about this? The extra point did not go up on the board. There it is. Okay, 7-7. I thought maybe it missed, but I thought it was good. 7-7 as the Cactus Cobras all in between the near hash mark and the far sideline. Kickoff, they'll kick off deep back into the corner. Mingus has it returnable. And coming up the right-hand sideline, finding some room is Chaz Taylor, and then the pile gets pushed forward. And let's make sure. No, Alex Nelson, pardon me, number 16 with the return on that one, and he will get out just past the 30-yard line, so that'll be the starting point for Mingus.
Okay, well, with that score for Cactus, this game's all knotted up at 7. Mingus back. This is just same situation as opening the game up here, basically a 0-0 game. They having a lot of success here so far on the ground. We'll see if they can get it going here again, but the Marauders, you got to really love what you're seeing from them so far, at least in the first quarter. We'll see what they come out with in the second quarter.
Mingus sets up shop, one receiver, man in motion, and Mingus will go up the middle and driving his legs forward for 5 as Growth again, as he'll get the ball out to about the 35-yard line. And quick hitter, and I'll tell you what, that is all about the offensive line.
Yeah, the offensive line has been playing great today so far. I mean, really, all season. The first 2 games of the ground game has been working for Mingus, and that's all because of the blocking on the outside, but also the linemen up front, that offensive line for Mingus playing really well here tonight.
One receiver, both sides. Mingus will hand it off, and Growth barely gets the handoff before he's hit, but forward motion will take him up for another 3, and this is the way you chew up clock.
Yeah, this is it, and then the first drive for Mingus, we saw them do this. It was just run, run, run. They were eating up that clock, chipping away, and then they kind of popped and hit Ruiz. Meyer hit Ruiz for a big gain. 3rd and short here for Mingus. We'll see what they do.
10:20 left to go on the clock, all tied up at 7s here in the second quarter. Mingus with the ball, and they get Cactus to jump, and there comes the flag. The referee on the near side had some trouble getting that flag out. Did you notice that? He's digging deep in his pocket. Which pocket did I put that in? That's going to be a first down via penalty. How about that?
Tell you what, some of the referees last week had some arms on them.
Oh,
man,
yeah, you're not kidding.
All of a sudden, 3 flags come flying in from 15 yards out.
Yeah, go ask him afterward. He goes, I did javelin in high school. Yeah,
it's all band work. It's band work. That's what
right,
it is.
Right. One receiver in motion for the Mingus Marauders, and Meyer's going to keep it himself. He's got a hole. He's got a great gain across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. Give him 7 on the keeper.
Yeah, very nice play. That's exactly how that's supposed to work. He decides whoever is his read, usually the defensive end, he pulls the ball out, and there's nobody on the outside for Meyer except open grass, and he picks up 8 yards. And he also got a really nice block there from Pollock, Jordan Pollock, number 11, their wide receiver.
Turbo! In fact, Team Turbo sets up shop right in front of the press box here at Mingus Union High School. Strong right, man in motion coming, and Meyer's looking to throw. He's got great protection. Man wide open, he's got Pollock open, and it was underthrown. Let's see if they call it an interception. It is. Number 4 comes down with it for the Cactus Cobras.
Yeah, that's Jake Russett, their sophomore defensive back, 5'9", 165. That ball was thrown up, a little underthrown into double coverage, but it was just ended up being a jump ball between the receiver and the 2 defensive backs. Jake Russett comes up with that interception. Cactus Cobras get the ball back.
Turbo had it split. Had his man beat and got behind the safety. And you're right, Meyer put a little bit too much air underneath it and not quite enough green and distance. So Cactus with a turnover. Thought Mingus had one earlier, but Cactus now with the turnover. They're going to come out with a spread against the Mingus Marauders immediately. There's the pass up underneath, and I'm not sure if that was to the inside man or the man that was doing post behind him, but it was too high for one and too low for the other.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It was incomplete regardless, but going back to that interception, you're talking about from a receiver standpoint, when you're running deep like that and all of a sudden you turn around and you notice that ball's underthrown and you see 2 defenders there and it's a jump ball, it's tough to turn into a defender there and try and keep the defense from coming up with that ball.
There's the handoff. Norris tries the right-hand side, and Ruiz will not let him go. He gets dragged down from behind, Streck along with him. And a decent gain, though, not until he picks up a good solid 7.
Ruiz, talk about a guy who ran the ball hard last week. Ruiz in that second half, he was really the go-to guy for the Marauders in trying to make that second half push to come away with the win. Unfortunately, they weren't able to do it, but Ruiz was a big part of that.
Twins far side. Norris tries to cut the ball back, and he may have enough for a first down. Looks like he does. He'll get 4 on the carry, and the Cobras move the sticks and move it up to their own 25-yard line. 8:39 left to go in the first half. Knotted up at 7s out here tonight. The Mingus Marauders and the Cactus Cobras. Cactus comes in ranked 6th by Max Preps. The Mingus Marauders, with their 2 losses in the beginning of the season, have dropped down to number 18. Cactus, 2 receivers to the right, trying to spread out the Marauders once again. There's the snap. Their quarterback's going to keep it, trying to, no, he didn't. Man, he is good at that. He actually gives it up to Norris, but that's why it's so important that the quarterback runs your route every single time. If you get one defender to follow you and he's not cutting back for a cutback lane or whatever, well, they'll pick up 1. Norris will get 1 on the play and bring up 2nd and 9 from the 26-yard line.
Yeah, when you have a quarterback who can run the ball like Mahal Lee and Mingus is used to having this luxury, but he has 105 yards on the ground. So just the fact that you know he can run the ball and be successful makes it very difficult. But as you said, you can't take a play off just because you don't have the ball in that quarterback position. You got to keep running that route.
Trevor Galloway comes out. It may have been an equipment issue. And Jordan Taylor will go in and take his place. And Mingus, 4 down linemen, really almost playing a 5-2 out here against Cactus. There's the snap. A pass up underneath and dropped in his hands. The potato too hot, and he just passed it around and dropped it.
That's the one you look at your hands and you're like, what happened? I mean, that was Andre Edwards there. 6'1", 180 receiver. Edwards just is going to be scratching his head on exactly what happened there in and out of his hands.
Quads one side, one receiver to the near side. They're going to throw it to Endelbrook, and he will escape one and then pick up the first down. Got away from Colby, and then Streck able to come back to get him, but not until he picks up a first down past the 35 down to the 36-yard line. They needed 8, got 9.
Got just enough there to keep the chains moving, and at the same time, they're just kind of chipping away here. Not many big plays for Cactus so far, but they're picking up the first downs they need.
And quarterback throws it. It gets knocked back into him, so he will have a reception, a pass, and a reception. So he actually threw the ball to himself and will pick up 3 yards. How about that? You actually get to pad your own stats. Perfectly blocked out there by the Mingus Marauders. And looked like Vincent got a big paw on it, knocked it back to the quarterback. How lucky you actually catch your own pass.
I'm sure he was just shocked that it came back perfectly right to his hands, and he did what he could with it.
And this time they're going to run, and Mingus will be able to eat that one up for a short gain. And Lee will actually keep it himself and pick up 2.
There you go, Mahal Lee. I mean, just that threat, having that option in order to have your quarterback keep it. And when you have a guy like Mahal Lee, he has a touchdown on this season, he has about 52 rushing yards on the ground a game, as we mentioned a couple minutes ago, 105 yards on the ground so far this year. And man can run the ball.
Mingus secondary to be tested out here as they go spread once again. Quarterback throws quickly, and coming up, actually, I think it may have been intended for the farther person because the inside route, the slot route, actually stopped. I think that was the intended receiver. Brings up 4th down, and punting from their own 41-yard line are the Cactus Cobras. 6:36 left to go. 7-7 here at Mingus Union High School. And taking a look, and it looks like Pacheco is back to receive the punt for the Mingus Marauders. Spread punt unit. The punt will go to the far side and way out of bounds, almost into the crowd. Oh, almost got into the soccer goal off to the side over there.
Were you going to do the goal call?
I was going to, yes. The goals are actually pointing the other direction. Otherwise, he might have curved that one right in the corner, right?
Bend it like Beckham.
33-yard line is where they guessed the ball went out of bounds. It was still, 150 yards in the air when it went out of bounds, but they're going to mark it at the 35, and Mingus will take over right from there. So far, 22 passing yards for the Cactus Cobras. Mingus has 31. One for, 2 men moving at the same time, and, they do call it, okay. Thought Mingus got away with that one. Both wings started to curve in at the same time. And that's an oops.
They look at each other. I thought it was me supposed to go. Why'd you go? I thought it was you, man. But, hey, you can't have 2 guys moving at the same time, unfortunately, and Mingus gets called for it.
And Growth gets a run, no yardage, and gets hit anyway. Right? How about that? That's when your fullback goes back to the huddle and goes, really, guys? Come on.
Even when a flag's thrown, come on.
Right. Okay, so 1st and 15, Mingus with the ball at their own 27-yard line. Meyer has 1 man in motion, looking to throw this time. He's got a man open, throws it across, and a great catch by number 24. That is Link with the reception, and he's got enough for the first down. What a great job by Meyer to roll. Let's see if they give him the first down. They're going to take a look at it. Yep, they're going to say first down.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful all-around play. just if we look at the replay here, you look at Meyer, he's rolling out to his left, and he just fits this into a small window, and then the catch by Link is just beautiful. Nice concentration, diving. He's able to get his hands underneath, keep the ball from hitting the turf. Mingus first down.
Mingus will go reverse a counter play, and gets kind of eaten up at the 43-yard line. So 1 yard for Alejandro Stabrith coming the opposite direction, and that one looked better on the chalkboard.
Hey, but he got back to the line of scrimmage, actually picked up one, so it's better than where it looked like that play was going to end. But Stabrith doing all he can just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That was the first reception on the year for Link, I believe. And it goes for 15 yards and a first down. So Mingus now 2nd and 9 with the ball at their own 44-yard line. Stabrith goes in motion, and running the ball up the middle is Growth. Meyer doing a great job of following through with his pattern as well. And doesn't fool anybody this time, but sometimes it does. A short gain. Growth 2 yards, maybe 3rd and 6. Mingus barely on their own side of the field at the 47.
5 minutes to go.
Approaching 5 minutes here before we go into the locker room here left in this first half.
102 yards for Growth on 11 carries here in the first half. Stabrith in motion, and Growth gets the ball and keeps the legs turning. And I believe there were legitimately 10 Cobras on that tackle, bringing up 4th down. Growth trying to poke it through there and hopefully get through that 1st and 2nd wave of defense. He'll pick up 2, but 4th and 4 at the 49.
Yeah, I think I counted 9 guys who got up before we saw Growth get up from the bottom of that pile.
Right.
It's that swarming defense, but Growth really putting in the work, trying to do all he can against those 9 defenders.
Last snap was low, and Trey Myers never got the punt off. This one is much better, and he skies it. Sends Engelbert back, and he drops it again. And Mingus recovers out there. Let's see if Mingus gets it this time.
That's Chaz Taylor who got down there and recovered that muffed punt.
I told you, that young man is an up-and-coming athlete as he goes out there jumping for joy. Chaz Taylor, a gunner. 2nd dropped punt of the afternoon for Eberhardt. And the Mingus Marauders will take advantage, and they'll have the ball just outside the 10-yard line. No, pardon me, just inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from about the 9.
Taylor was able to get down there because of that just high punt by Meyer. I mean, if we were checking the hang time on that, it would have been impressive. So that allowed the Gunners to get downfield, and once that ball was just dropped and fumbled, he had a couple Marauders down there to get it, and Nelson was on it. Chaz Taylor, excuse me.
Mingus sets up shop and running the ball all the way to the end zone, and it is Trey Myers. Took the option, called his own number, and puts the points on the ball. Mingus. Points on the board. Mingus takes the lead with 3:57 left to go in the first half.
Man, do-it-yourself Trey Meyer. A nice run up the middle for Meyer, spinning and had a couple guys hanging onto his legs. He's right here. He looked like it was a play action, and then he decides to take it himself and just got in the end zone with really not much of an issue there for Trey Meyer. Mingus on the board again.
One of the few Mingus Marauders with the opportunity to score all 7 points, as he'll try to add the extra point. And knocks that one halfway to the parking lot, and good. So Mingus leads with 3:57 left to go in the first half, 14-7. We'll be back after this.
They're here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Cottonwood Motorsports, located on Route 260 and Western Drive.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, they take advantage of a fumbled a punt return by the Cactus Cobras, set up shop, and one play later, Trey Meyer calls his own number for an 9-yard scamper into the end zone, and Mingus leading 14-7, ready to kick off once again, and trying to keep the Cactus Cobras out of the end zone. Lots of time left. Meyer puts it up. This one is potentially returnable. It is right down at the goal line, going to the far side and then cutting it up the middle. A good return and still on his feet past the 35 and out to about the 38-yard line. And Eberhardt brings it out, trying to make up for his last error. And you could see he was running with some passion and fire.
Yeah, he really was. And then he got up to his blocks and he just followed them wherever they went. He kind of just had them lead him to the light, if you will. And he had a very nice return on that. We got some score updates. Bradshaw taking on Combs. Bradshaw leading 14-0 in the second quarter. Flagstaff ahead of Mojave right now in the second quarter, 7-0.
Streck leads the team with 2 fumble recoveries on the season. And Mingus had 4, how about that, 4 sacks last game. They don't have a sack so far here in this one. But Chaz Taylor gets on the defensive board, if you will. And a penalty now is going to move the ball into Mingus Marauder territory. A penalty. That must have been a late hit, and that is going to put the ball at the Mingus Marauder 47-yard line. There's the handoff. Norris coming to the near side, gets cut off, cuts in, and picks up 2. And the Mingus Marauders able to shut it down with the penetration going sideways into the line and covering up the holes. There was no cutback lane.
No, there really wasn't. I mean, you had Streck, who was in the backfield and really forced Norris to make a cut that it didn't look like he wanted to do, and forced him almost back inside where all the Marauders were, and there was just nowhere to run. So that was just good assignment football by the Marauders, along with some nice penetration through the line.
Well, honestly, if you're trying to force me to run at Josh Skelf or Jordan Vinson, I'm going to run somewhere else too. I mean, just honestly, you know what I mean? Josh Gelf, I was actually doing a drill with the boys out there, and he was running at me. He's bigger when he runs at you. Over center is the quarterback, a keeper. He's looking to throw. Now he's got to run. He is in trouble. He will get wrapped up and taken down as Alec Nelson starts to go with him step for step and move for move, and Stabrith gets him out there as well. I was talking about sacks. There's the first one of the game.
Yeah, they absolutely just had him on the run. The quarterback was looking for anywhere to put the ball. There was nowhere downfield to throw it. He was under pressure, so that would have been difficult to begin with, and there was absolutely nowhere to run. Nice sack for the Marauders, first one of tonight.
Here come the Cactus Cobras quickly, and they'll throw out of it and pick up a first down, close to a first down. Number 81 on the reception as he just does a 10-yard stop route, and they'll get the ball down to about the 39-yard line. No, it'll be 4th and 2. And Nelson on the tackle. They're going to get to the line. They're going to go right away here. And the Marauders are going to allow me to catch up with my stats and take a timeout. 2:04 left to go in the first half. We'll call this the 2-minute warning. We'll be back after this.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, 4th and a couple, and Norris is going to dart through. He may have enough for it. He'll get down to about the 35-yard line of Mingus. As the clock hits 2 minutes, they stop the clock to move the chains. Remember, Cactus had to take a timeout early, and now they are in serious hurry-up mode out here. And they bring the squad back to the line. Stepping back to throw is Lee. He'll go up top. He's got pretty decent coverage. It's knocked away right at the end. Fabian Jimenez with a great defense out there as he goes up against a much taller receiver.
Beautiful, absolutely in perfect position for that play, Jimenez. I mean, he was underneath the receiver, had his hand on his hip pocket, turned around once he saw the receiver turning around looking for the ball, and he was in perfect position to get up there and absolutely disrupt that pass from being completed. Nice play, Fabian Jimenez.
Texbeck, and they'll do the screen to the near side, breaking away and scampering downfield. Maybe enough for another first down as the screen goes well, as looks like Martinez, number 81, with the quick little screen to the outside, and he'll pick up 10, but he'll also limp off the field. It'll stop the clock with 1:39 left to go. Mingus leading 14-7. Cactus driving at the Mingus Marauder 24-yard line. I formation. There's the handoff as Norris tries the left-hand side, give him about 4 on the carry.
We talked about Noah Martinez, number 81, hobbling off the field there. He was the one who received that completion on third down that led to the fourth down conversion, and they got the first down there to kind of keep that drive moving. And now we're here with second down here for Cactus Cobras, who are really getting up to the line quick as we're approaching a minute left before we go into halftime.
Okay, kind of an offset double tight. There's the handoff. Quarterback looks to throw, throws to the receiver on the right side. He avoids one tackle and then gets down and pushed out of bounds. The sideline out there, Cactus wants a touchdown call. Have not seen the arms in the air yet, but it is down to about the 1-yard line. And about 18 yards on that one. Eberhardt with a great job avoiding 1, 2, 3, 4 tackles, and then runs through a fifth and then finally out of bounds.
He had his eyes set on the goal line in that pylon and just did everything he could to get there.
Cactus takes the snap. It is a run as Norris goes airborne up and over for a touchdown. And that'll make it 14-13 with 45 seconds left to go in the first half.
We talked about the big, strong offensive line by the Cactus Cobras, and you see here looking at the replay, just the ball straight to Norris, the lineman getting low and taking out the defensive lineman, and Norris just jumps right over them and into the end zone easy for a touchdown here before halftime. 45 seconds left in the second quarter.
Extra point attempt. This could be huge. There's the snap, and it is up and looks good. It is good. And with 45 seconds, we are all tied up here. 45 seconds left to go in the first half. We are all tied up 14-14. We'll be back for kickoff after this.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics.
We are Flip City Gym.
We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in Northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
Coming up at the Oxendale Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram halftime report, we're going to go through highlights, we're going to go through stats, we're going to go through scores all over Northern Arizona, as many as we can get to. Mingus set up for a return. Special teams, a third of the game. Let's see if it works out here for the Marauders. They're going to kick it deep. And going back and getting it near the 2-yard line with the return on the far side and cutting it up the middle. Gets wrapped up at about the 20, and Mingus will take over somewhere around their own 20-yard line. And Alec Nelson with the return for the Mingus Marauders. So 37 seconds left to go in the first half. And Mingus will have some shots at it. Obviously, you can put the ball up.
Yeah, you just try and pick up as much as you can here. 37 seconds left. When they come out to start the second half, Cactus will be the one starting with the ball to open up the second half. So Mingus is going to try to do whatever they can to try and put some points on the board heading into the locker room.
Meyer takes the snap and will hand it off. And Cactus seems to think they have a fumble, and the umpire agrees. Ruiz with the ball, and apparently a fumble gives Cactus the ball at the Mingus Marauder 22-yard line. And coming right through, stripping the ball. Yep, the outside linebacker strips the ball, and Cactus comes up with it. So 31 seconds left to go. And wow, Mingus gives up the ball at their own 22-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, we go from talking about Mingus trying to go almost the length of the field to put some last-second points here on the board heading into halftime. All of a sudden, Cactus is in the red zone.
They got double tight. Quarterback puts the ball up, lofts it to Engelhardt and into the end zone for a touchdown. A fumble recovery in one play now gives Cactus their second lead of the game. As they find Eberhardt just able to get outside and just run that corner pattern, and Pacheco unable to keep up with them. And he was wide open, just lofted a nice little pitch and catch, and Cactus looking to go up by 7 here as we go into halftime. There's the hold. The extra point is up, and looks good it is. So 25 seconds left, and Mingus will get another kickoff return attempt and see if we can put 14 points up on the scoreboard here in a matter of just 37 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that was a very quick score by Cactus. Eberhardt just did a nice job, ran a beautiful route to get behind Pacheco and the defenders, and he was in the end zone. Ball was thrown beautiful by the quarterback, and Lee just put the ball right there for Eberhardt, who was, like I said, behind all the defenders sitting there in the end zone. So they get a quick score here, but leaves time for Mingus, 25 seconds left.
Told you there was going to be some points put up on the board for this one, as these two squads never seem to be lacking in offense. Last time these two squads met in 2014, 57 points went up on the board. We're at 35 here in the first half. Man, that was painful, though, as Mingus drives and scores, and you would think would leave, just enough time. And then Cactus comes down and scores quickly, and then scores again off of a turnover. Here's the kickoff, and this one's going to be short, and it's going to go out of bounds. So they're going to give Mingus a decent field position to start, but they wanted no part of a return.
No, you see that one was designed to go out of bounds, or at least almost like a pooch type of kick, but it was out of bounds. It had no shot of landing inbounds. So Mingus is actually going to start with better field position a little bit. It's still not great, but it's better than they were before the fumble. So they'll have over 20 seconds to try and work up something to get points on the board and head into halftime, preferably tying this thing up.
Mingus in a tight formation. I wonder if they're just going to kneel on it. Looks like Mingus is going to kneel on it and just go into the locker room and not take any chances. That's what they're going to do. So as the time winds down, we're going to get into our Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime report. Mingus trailing 21-14 at halftime. You can see it on Verde Valley TV right there at the Conwood Rec Center scoring update. 21-14 Mingus trails. We're back after this.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
They're here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Cottonwood Motorsports, located on Route 260 and Western Drive.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics.
We are Flip City Gym.
We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in Northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson-Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson-Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Welcome to the Halftime Report, brought to you by Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your dealer for the people. Located on 89A in Cottonwood or online at mattsays.yes.com. Stick around for the first half recap, including Marauder highlights, scores, and stats. Now let's head back live to the press box for Jackie and Kyle.
Here at Mingus Union High School, the Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep halftime report. And boy, we had, I told you, this was going to be a relatively high-scoring game, and then it started a little bit of a defensive battle, and it developed into what longtime Mingus Marauder fans know as more of the Cactus-Mingus rivalry.
Yeah, going back and forth. We saw Mingus had the ball first and got after him. I mean, they set the tone for this game. We knew it was going to be a hard-fought battle. We knew it was going to be a battle in the trenches. Both teams want to run the ball. We've seen all of that, but in that first drive, we saw a great drive put together to start this game by the Marauders, and I mean, just the fact that we see their success on the ground thanks to that offensive line who's been playing incredibly well in the first half, and then getting it done in the air with Meyer. We'll get into some more of that as well, but you got to be really happy with the Marauders offense and then, of course, the defense keeping Cactus in check as well.
Growth finds pay dirt first for the Mingus Marauders with 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. A 16-yard dart right through the middle, and just able to weave his way into the end zone for the touchdown, and Mingus scores first. Meyer adds the extra point for the Mingus Marauders, and Mingus was up 7-0. Second quarter, Cactus would return though and put some points up on the board, and this one with 11:32 left to go, a 10-yard keeper, and he had a wall of Cactus Cobras on the right-hand side as he was just able to lead his way. He was untouched into the corner of the end zone. That was the quarterback for Cactus Lee. Extra point was good. And so Mingus then, it was all tied up, 7-7 at that particular point. Mingus would come back and score again in the second quarter with 3:57 left to go to take the lead. And this one, a Meyer keeper, 9 yards. He says, well, if their quarterback can run it through, so can we. Option. Everybody bid on growth, and Myers reads the lane. Great blocking, able to get into the end zone. He adds the extra point, and it was all of a sudden 14-0, Mingus on top. And then with 45 seconds left to go, Cactus drives the ball down the field. So they take 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. They drive the field. Great throwing. Great pass plays down the field, able to just eat off chunks of yardage, and then a 1-yard dive as Norris goes over the top. He goes airborne. So do you call that a throwing touchdown? No, it's not. But it's definitely an aerial touchdown, and trying to catch him in the end zone is Jimenez. He caught him, but unfortunately it was a touchdown, and the extra point was good. And then the kickoff. Mingus gets the ball back at about their own 20-yard line, and then they run one play, fumble it on the 22-yard line, and then Cactus turns around, and in one play, if you think about it, in 45 seconds, a 14-point swing as Lee just drops back, tosses to Eberhardt in the end zone, and Eberhardt, who had a couple of fumbles earlier in the game, one lost, one not lost off a punt, redeems himself with the touchdown with just 25 seconds left to go in the first half. And so here we are at halftime. Cactus, the Cobras on top, 21-14. We still have a battle going.
Yeah, we definitely do. I'm very excited for this second half. I mean, Mingus playing really well. Cactus coming out with the lead in the locker room, but this game is extremely close. Both teams, you can tell, they look like teams who are coming off of losses, both of them. They don't want to go back-to-back losses, or for Mingus 3 in a row, but it's just been a great game. We're seeing the intensity level just seems to be very high here. You talked about we didn't Cactus and Mingus didn't play last year, but they have the history. The players know that. The coaches know that. And they're playing like they have a history of just battle, hard-fought games. And that's what we're seeing here tonight. And it's been an exciting first half and looking forward to the second.
Well, momentum has certainly switched to Cactus Cobras, who will get the ball first in the second half. You had made mention of, playing as a team. Oxendale, their whole team concept is to get you in to the vehicle, the new vehicle, the pre-owned vehicle that makes sense for your needs, your driving habit, and they have got the financing to do it. They've got the selection to do it. They have got hundreds of vehicles available, and of course, Oxendale, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram are proud halftime sponsor here for Mingus Marauder football. We'll take a break here. A message from them. We'll come back with individual stats after this.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at reesestire.com.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Here in the press box here at Mingus Union High School, glad you're along with us. Mingus trailing 21-14 to a old rivalry, the Cactus Cobras. We'll take a look at some of the individual stats. Lee has been efficient, didn't start really throwing the ball downfield for the Cactus Cobras, but here in the first half, he ends up 8 for 13, 79 yards in the air, and a 1 touchdown as he leads his team. He's got 21 points on the board. Norris, this kid has got 400 yards on the ground already in the first 2 games. Mingus has held him to 45 yards. The most important one was for 6 points as he's got a touchdown. 153 yards of total offense for the Cactus Cobras, the visiting Cactus Cobras. Also on the ground, 19 yards in 4 carries for Lee from the quarterback position. And the leading receiver is Matthew Eberhardt, the senior captain. He's got 3 receptions for 47 yards in the first half. Well, the Mingus Marauders here on the opposite side, 14 points, and really it was the final 45 seconds that really hurt the Mingus Marauders. Meyer, 2 for 3, 46 yards in the air, 1 interception. Growth, 12 carries, already at the 100-yard mark, 104 yards for the senior for Mingus out of the backfield. Ruiz has 4 yards on 2 carries. And Meyer also has 5 carries in the game for 28 yards and a touchdown. A couple of turnovers both ways for the Marauders and the Cactus Cobras. They fumbled 2 punts, gave 1 away. Mingus has given away a fumble and an interception in the game.
Yeah, I was just going to mention special teams have played a big role in this. We talked about the offenses and the defensive play by Mingus, but those two fumbled punts by the Cactus Cobras were huge. I mean, one was coming off of a touchdown the drive before for Mingus, and they were looking to get momentum back because in the first quarter, Mingus had all the momentum, and those fumbled punts really didn't help Cactus at all, and we'll see. They need to clean that up, but Mingus just has been playing really well and making them pay for those mistakes. That's really the key. When a team fumbles the ball like that or turns the ball over, you have to try and make them pay, and Mingus has been doing that.
Travis Reed's going to join us for the Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram halftime report right after this.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at reesestire.com.
Back here at the press box, the Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram halftime report. Travis Reed joins us, and football is all about teamwork, which is really not any different than most things in life.
No, and it's actually a lot like the car business.
Really?
It is, and as a matter of fact, I didn't get to watch any of the first half because when I walked in the stands, I started to see customer after customer that we've helped get into a new car. And when I say we've helped, I mean our sales department, our trusted automotive advisors, myself, our finance manager, the entire team working together to get somebody into a nicer, newer car. And it's amazing walking through the stands here and getting to talk to people that we've helped.
Okay, so it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a dealership to get you in the right vehicle.
To get you into a nicer, newer car, that's right. And it's more than just about delivering cars and putting cars in driveways.
Right.
I had just this evening, and I was actually late tonight, but part of the reason why is because we had 3 customers in our showroom that had been to 2 other dealerships and were told they could not get financing. And we pride ourselves in being able to help those customers and any customers that need that help, and that's what we do every single day together as a team. We work with our customers to get into that nicer, newer car.
So you are the offensive line of the dealerships, is that right?
Offensive line, a little bit of quarterback also.
Okay, all right.
And but we've got a great team around us that allows us to be able to do that, and it is very choreographed. It might look like chaos at times, but it is definitely teamwork, and we're so happy that we can help as many people as we can get into nice newer cars.
Okay, Labor Day weekend is over. Everybody knows that the sales are all gone, right?
No.
Oh, really?
We have 20% off MSRP on about 6 vehicles left. So if you want a Ram pickup truck, you've got to get down to the dealership before we run out. And they're going fast. 20% off MSRP, that savings up to $10,000 off.
See, I can never get it whether or not they got the first down. I always get it wrong when the sale ends, too.
No, this is a touchdown. If you get into Oxendale this week, it is going to be a touchdown for you for saving money.
Travis, I appreciate you being a part of our halftime report out here today. We have got second half scores coming up as the Mingus Marauders are going to kick off for the second half to the Cactus Cobras. Once again, Cactus on the road leading the Marauders 21-14 at halftime. We'll be back after this.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
This has been the Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Halftime Report. They're your dealer for the people. Located on 89A in Cottonwood or online at mattsays.yes.com. We'll return for exciting Mingus Marauder football second half action on KYBC AM 1600 and 96.3 FM or online at myradioplace.com right after this.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
Well, it's a Friday night battle for you as advertised, as promised. The Cactus Cobras 21, the Mingus Marauders 14. And hey, Kyle, we got all sorts of scores coming up for Friday night.
All sorts of stuff going on. We got Coconino taking on Payson. Last report, Payson was leading Coconino 7-0. Flagstaff against Mojave. Flagstaff at last report 14, Mojave 0. Bradshaw 14 over Combs. And let's see, Lee Williams and Kingman Academy facing off tonight. Both of those teams 0.
Interesting. Kingman Academy, of course, a 3-18. And I talked to the head coach for the Lee Williams Volunteers, and he was really kind of bummed that they ended up with a couple of 3A teams that were geographically desirable. Because, you know, he's a brand new coach there, and he goes, explain PowerPoints to me. He said, play good teams and beat them, and it goes well. He goes, okay, so playing teams underneath you that aren't going to necessarily do well, so that doesn't help you. He goes, oh, man. So, interesting enough, we're going to take our first trip to go visit Lee Williams. Mingus played them first time last year here at Mingus Union High School. So, road trip next Friday night. You all ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Road tripping. Kingman. It's 3 hours? About 3-hour drive, should be around there.
It's probably.
Oh, you're going to be driving, so that might change how things.
Easy. We do not want to inform DPS. All right. Okay. Hey, we want to thank our director, Ryan Nichols, on the video side, and producer, graphics and replay. Always a great job. John Staben back at the studios, keeping us on the air. And we are underway as he goes back into the end zone to get it. He'll cut it to the right-hand side. Eberhardt finds a way to the right-hand side. He's past the 30 and almost out of bounds. Wrapped up, finally driving forward and pushed back at about the 44-yard line. He caught the ball far side at the end zone, ran the ball in one giant V all the way to the near sideline at the 25, and then all the way back the other side out to the 44.
Yeah, he didn't really like his first decision of going across the field one time. He decided to cut it back the other way, but it actually worked out in his favor because the entire kickoff team for the Marauders was going that first way that he was, and then when he cut back, there was absolutely nobody on the backside.
Over pursue. I formation, double tight. Norris with the ball. Tries to go one way and actually trips over a lineman's leg that got stuck out and started going backward. No gain on the first run there. By the way, we want to thank Cody back in the studio keeping us on the air with KYBC. That's where I was when the kickoff happened, so I had to pick up my thought, right?
Yeah, you got to pick up your thought. I mean, it was an exciting kickoff for sure. I'm just glad it wasn't Eberhardt running all over the place there, but he picked up a nice gain.
All right, Lee back to throw. He throws to the near side and goes to Norris. And Norris attempted to grow about 7 inches to get to that one. And boy, I tell you what, you can do a lot of vitamin A and vitamin D. You're not going to grow in one play.
Yeah, no, and then if you do, you're going to want to get taller. Those throws will keep getting up there, but just no way for him to catch that. It was an overthrown ball, and they bring up a 4th down here.
Trips to the near side. Quarterback shows the ball. Now he's going to throw it down the field and ends up throwing it out of bounds. Had some pursuit and pressure out there from the Mingus Marauders as Stabrith Alejandro comes through and probably forces him to throw the ball early. So 2 missed passes downfield by Lee and a Norris run that went for -1. And Cactus is going to give the ball back to the Mingus Marauders very quickly. Can't ask better of a defense than 3 and out to start the second half.
No, you can't. That's exactly what the Marauders wanted to do. Cactus had the luxury of starting the second half with the ball. Mingus stopped him.
Mingus gets back there, unable to actually block it, and they're going to let it bounce. Poison, stay away. Takes a little bit of a Cactus roll down to the Mingus Marauder 19th, where it will lie harmlessly, and Mingus will take over there.
I want to thank a couple of our sponsors, Cottonwood Motorsports with Polaris ATVs and Victory Motorcycles, Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs, and Home Furnishings Direct, making your house a home.
Any connection with Chaz Taylor out there on the field? Yeah, absolutely. Proud papa and mama out there. And we want to thank Taylor Waste for always being a part. Flip City Gymnastics and cheerleading, by the way. A fabulous sponsor right next door to Yavapai Broadcasting. Mingus takes over, man in motion, and Mingus will dive forward and pick up a couple and a cloud of pebbles out there. And Mingus going to jump through and get themselves ready to go once again as Growth gets the handoff and a couple of yards. Something different for high school football, the chains switch sides at halftime nowadays. And I don't know if that's because they think that you're going to get a better chain position when it's on your side. I don't know. Man in motion, and Mingus hands the ball off. Growth finds a hole. He's got a man to beat to the outside who stumbles him up and allows another Cobra to catch him. Otherwise, Growth was gone down the sideline. He'll pick up the first down and a whole bunch more to the Mingus Marauder 42-yard line.
Well, Growth can thank his offensive line for at least starting that big run off with a nice hole on the right side of the line. And then once he got through that, it was all Growth running. He broke through one tackle down the sideline and kept going. Another big gain for Growth, who's running the ball extremely well here tonight, running the ball hard and looking like a guy who does not, who had last week off, and he's got those fresh legs. Ran really hard with over 100 yards in the first half.
Mingus is going to keep it himself. That's Meyer, and he goes past the 45-yard line. Give him about 4 on the carry, and Meyer running the ball hard on that one.
Yeah, and Meyer comes up from the bottom with his helmet off, so he's going to have to come off for this next play, but he's jogging off all fine. And then we got number 11 who got in there. That's Jordan Pollock, the 6'1 senior.
Well, Pollock out there trying to block for the Mingus Marauders. And it'll bring up 2nd and 6. And it looks like Alejandro might do a wildcat. And no, Mingus is going to take the timeout. So with their timeout, as they try to figure out who's going to be quarterback, we'll take a quick break with 9:32 left to go. Mingus trailing 21-14. We'll be back after this.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
All right, Mingus had a chance to chat about it, and the timeout, of course, allows the Mingus Marauders to kind of reconvene out here. And it looks like Chaz Taylor's going to take over at quarterback for at least a play. He's over center, takes the snap, hands it off, and a Growth goes right up the middle. and maybe gets one, bringing up a 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. Meyer comes back out, shakes his hand, and says, okay, I got it. As he did have to sit out one play. I thought, when they called timeout, maybe that eliminated that, but no, I guess not.
Yeah, well, you start thinking the main reason there is for time to get him to the sideline and check him out and everything. And you think with a timeout, you have that time to do the observing and the just overall check to see how that player is doing, but guess not.
3rd and a short 5, and Meyer brings the ball back down, looking to throw, and then gets pressured and will get sacked for a loss of about 2 as the Cactus Cobras quick to coil and strike. And from the right-hand side, the pressure too much. And Mingus will face a fourth and about 6, so maybe he lost 1.
I want to send a big thank you to the band. They just came up here and brought us a couple root beer floats, so thank you to the Mingus band for that lovely gesture.
No kidding. Myers gets the punt off. It's deep. Eberhard takes it, looks for the bounce. He takes it on the bounce and then gets hit hard. Down on the coverage is Juan Ruiz, who says, touch it, please, and he did.
Ruiz got down there so fast, and we've seen the ball fielded a couple times on kick returns when the balls hit the ground, and on both sides. The teams have been trying to pick those up when the ball's on the ground, but Ruiz had his eyes set on the return man, and fortunate for the return man, he was able to hold on to the ball after getting hit by Ruiz.
I'll tell you, a special team coach might be rather aggravated that you would take that on the bounce. I realize that they could have pinned you deep and you saved him a few yards. You're at the 9, but you took a shot and you probably could have fumbled. Norris with a hole, spins, breaks to the outside, and then gets caught up. A great job hanging on to him out there by Trevor Galloway, who gets a hand on, and finally Mingus Marauders come to help. So what could have been a dangerous gain works out to be 4.
Yeah, just the Marauders flying to the ball. That's what you have to do with a running back like Norris, somebody who can just is so elusive.
Norris tries it again, runs up the middle, missed his hole, had the hole off to the left, went more toward the center, lowers his shoulder and picks up a good solid 5, 3rd and 1, but definitely had the hole in the C gap there.
This right here is a big 3rd down for the Marauders. They're looking to get a stop here with 1 yard to go for the 1st down. This would be huge if the Marauders can stop the Cobras.
Mingus bringing men to the line, and there's the handoff. Almost catch him behind the line. Do they push him back? No, he dives forward for the 1st down. He'll pick it up and get out of his own red zone. So the 22-yard line becomes the line of scrimmage for the Cactus Cobras, who is 7:20 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lead the Mingus Marauders by 7, 21-14. Now I see the band giving out other root beer floats to the other press boxes here, and I feel less special. Eberhard takes the quick pass and then able to kind of stumble forward for about 2. Mingus well defended that quick little bubble screen.
Yeah, again, by the time the ball got there to the receiver, you had 4 or 5 Marauders just swarming the ball, and that's again that swarming defense flying to the ball.
Looking to pass again. Quick pass comes out to Martinez. Had it in the hands and dropped it again. He needs new gloves.
Yeah, something. I mean, that's his second play where it's in and out of the hands, and that was close to a 1st down. He might have been a little bit short, but those are the ones that you're going to look back on and say, we really have to have those, especially when you have a Marauders defense that's been playing really well up to this point, and especially on this drive, really not letting the Cobras get much going on offense.
On his behalf, slightly thrown behind him, 1 man in the backfield. They're going to give it to him, and coming in very quickly, making contact, and driving him to the ground. Let's see if we can get a number on him. Oh, Sabota! Nebraska gets in, forcing a 4th down. So Cactus, facing 4th and 5 from their own 28-yard line, brings out the punt team. Mingus looking to get the ball back with about 6 minutes left to go. And sitting back appears to be Pacheco for the punt return. High, booming punt brings Pacheco back. He catches it cleanly and will start to work upfield. Gets out of one tackle. Actually, I'm not sure his leg ever got out of that tackle. And Mingus will secure and take over at their own about 28-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good punt. Pacheco had to go back a couple yards to field that one or to get it in the air, but he didn't. Just by the time he got that ball and started moving forward, there was a Cobra down there latching onto his leg and just didn't let go, and so really not much of a gain there, but a nice punt for the Cobras.
Would you say he sunk his fangs in?
Sunk his fangs. It looked like it. I mean, he was not letting him go. And if he did, by the time he let him go, there was 3 other guys there to finish the play.
Pacheco comes over to get bite treatment. Mingus with the ball at their own 28-yard line, trailing by 7, third quarter action, and up the middle goes Growth, and he'll pick up a couple. And Growth, who only made it through the first quarter of the first game against Higley, showing a little more endurance here as we are in the third quarter, and he picks up a nice long 3 on that one just to move, get the clock going. How about that?
We've been talking about it all night. He's running the ball really well, very hard. He looks really good. He's hitting the holes extremely hard, and he has multiple plays so far tonight where he's picked up first downs because of second efforts, and just a really nice showing here by Growth.
And up the middle, Growth goes again, this time trying the left-hand side, and he'll fall forward. He'll get a good solid 4 to 5 off of that one, and that becomes the 17th carry for Growth in this game. And Mingus definitely using the fullback position. 2 receivers or 1 receiver either side. Mingus to the line quickly, and they get Cactus to jump. They'll drop back, and everybody looks at their wrists. And going back to the wing position for the Mingus Marauders. 2 wings, 1 in motion this time, and Myers will keep it himself. He'll stumble. He's got the first down. Off tackle to the right-hand side. Gets a good block from the offensive line. Moves the chains with 5 more yards.
Just a very nice read by Meyer there. His running back absolutely got lit up. And then by the time the defense realized that Meyer had kept the ball, he had a first down.
Myers with 36 yards on the ground. So far, 17 carries, 133 yards for Jason Growth, putting in a bid for player of the game. Back to the line go the Mingus Marauders, one receiver to either side. There's the snap, and Growth coming through, gets caught from behind. Boy, the blockers came through. I was sure hoping he was in pursuit with them, but it'll be a 3-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 7 from the Mingus Marauder 45-yard line.
Yeah, if he would have been able to get past that first level, he had the blockers out in front to really make that something special, but unfortunately he was not able to get past that first line. Nice penetration by the defensive line to just prevent anything positive there on that play.
Mingus controlling clock now, 3:44 left to go in the third quarter, and the handoff, Growth springs through. He's got a first down and more, down past the 40, almost down to 35, and holy cow, was he shot out of a cannon or what for 17 yards?
Well, yeah, he just hit that hole extremely fast, and by the time he got through the line, he just had this full head of steam and was able to take a couple players out with him. As we look at the replay here, he just hits it so hard. A beautiful hole by the offensive line. I mean,
no, not hold. Block.
Yeah, not beautiful. It was they got away with it.
Okay, all right.
No, but it was an extremely huge hole, and he just was not even touched running through that line.
Mingus with a first down. Myers stepping back to throw. Goes deep, throws it. He throws it where no one's going to catch it. Nobody was really open. Great coverage out there by the Cobras. The secondary had both receivers going verticals, had him covered and well covered. So Meyer looked down, decided the best thing he could do was throw it away, and so he just threw it about 10 yards too long.
Sometimes the best play is realizing that there really isn't a play and just making the smart choice, and either if it's a botched play or a broken play, you just try and secure the ball. In a case like that, absolutely nowhere to put it, so he just decides to throw it away. A smart move by Meyer.
Mingus trailing by 7, trying to put together a phenomenal drive, and they will hand off up the middle. Growth is stumbling and rumbling forward and somehow will scramble his way up for about 4 or 5. Boy, there is a lot of activity in there, and you know, the most important thing as we try to teach these young players is you got to keep your pad level down, because if you don't keep your pad level down, that's going to hurt an awful lot as you're going through. The lower you are, the more you can pick up that yardage.
Especially when you're facing a team, where their linemen are big. Maybe they're bigger, or maybe they're just big in general, but you just get that pad level low.
Mingus with the ball will try the left-hand side, and we'll get a couple, bringing up a 4th and short with 2:28 left to go, and it'll be 4th and, I don't know, help me out. Is that a long one or a short 2?
It looks like it might be a long one.
Looks like they will go for it.
Mingus lining up to go for it. Of course, well, why would you not? The Mingus Marauders with the ball at the 27-yard line. Send a man in motion, and Myers is going to keep it himself. Did he get enough of a push? He bounces back, and he bounces back to the left-hand side. This is going to depend on the spot out there. Coach Young has already made the call of a first down. And Jason Link,
they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, Link helps him out. Link makes the call and decides that he is opening, Justin is going to open his career as a referee. All right, so that was a huge first down for the Mingus Marauders, a 1-yard plunge, and that is all on the center. That is all on Vincent going, I'm going this way, big boy, make it happen. Meyer takes the snap, and up the middle goes Groth again, and a big pile at the 24-yard line means a 1-yard gain, 3rd and 9. Mingus with the ball and the drive, 1:30 left to go here in the third quarter. And Mingus with the ball at the 24-yard line, ever so slightly out of the red zone of the Cactus Cobras.
Yeah, Mingus wants to cap this drive with some points, but really they're taking a lot of time off the clock here. I mean, the third quarter is almost gone. We're at 1:10 left in this third quarter, and they're just eating up the clock, which you're down 14-21 right now, but at this time isn't an issue. You're trying to just take your time, run your offense.
Here goes the pitch to the near side with the ball and a blocker. Getting to the near side is Groth. They pitch it to him. Ruiz had the lead block, and a decent gain, bringing up 3rd and a manageable as they get into the red zone down to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, well, you see Groth has Ruiz out there with the lead block. He's got a receiver out there as well. They were unfortunately not able to pick up one of the defenders on the outside there, but that outside lead blocking again by the Marauders last year, that was huge for them. That outside sweep play, the pitch just to the sideline to get to the sideline, had the receivers blocking, and that was their bread and butter last year.
They leave the the middle wide open, and closes up quickly. Looks like they may lose a yard on the run out there. And Meyer kept the ball himself, and the option did not function. So the ball sits at the 19-yard line, 4th and a good 4. And you know what? We're not going to tell you what comes up until we start the fourth quarter. That's the end of the third. Mingus trailing 21-14. We'll be back after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics.
We are Flip City Gym.
We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
Could be the play of the game right here. 4th and 4. The Mingus Marauders at the Cactus 19. Meyer takes the snap and hands it off. Groth just keeps the legs churning and gets the first down for the Mingus Marauders down to the Cactus Cobra 13-yard line. You wonder what they said during the third quarter timeout of what they told that offensive line, because all of a sudden that was there.
Yeah, the offensive line and pushed their guys back. Growth ran through a couple guys. That was just a beautiful all-around play, as you mentioned. Could be the play of the game right there. That's their second fourth down conversion on this drive.
Travis Reed walks by from Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, our halftime guest. Happy to see Mingus with a first down at the 13-yard line. Man in motion, and the ball goes to Growth, and it'll be a 2-yard gain, bringing it down to about the 11-yard line. Now, you got to wonder, this defense has been out there for a long time. However, Cactus brought, 4 buses? They've got nearly a college team as far as numbers available to them.
Well, they got a bunch of players, and they have, it looks like their entire band out here as well, who we heard a little bit. They played the national anthem, sounded great, but they brought everybody down here. Good to see that.
Mingus, one man in the backfield, and it looks like a pitch. Growth near side. He's got a lead blocker into the 5, down short yardage. Where's the hands? They go crosswise, not up, and that's going to put the Mingus Marauders with a first and goal inside the 2-yard line.
Stabriff with the block on the outside. Again, that pitch to the outside has been working for them, and we'll look at the replay here as you see Stabriff motions, and then he jumps back outside. Meyer pitches it off to Growth, and then the nice, just a little block there for Stabriff, enough to get just propel Growth forward for the first down.
Work the inside, work the inside, work the inside. Pitch. Mingus set up. One receiver to the left. And there is the handoff. Growth. If he doesn't get this touchdown, it should be. It is. Growth deserved that one as he carried the load of the carries for that entire drive. Mingus uses almost 12 minutes off the clock with a 1.5-yard dive, 2-yard dive by Jason Growth, the senior, for his second touchdown of the game. Mingus now trailing by 1, 21-20.
Talked about getting your pad level low, and that is exactly what Growth did. Once he got that ball, got that pad level low, and was in for a touchdown as the extra point is good. This game is tied up in the fourth quarter.
Told you this was going to be a good one. The rivalry is back. 10:30 on the scoreboard. 21-21. We'll return to Mingus Union High School for the final 10.5 minutes after this.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
All tied up at 21s. Blackjack on the board here at Mingus Union High School. The Marauders will be kicking off to the Cactus Cobras. Hey, want to remind you, coming up this weekend, which would be Saturday the 10th, Suzy Q Market has got a live remote grand opening celebration going on with a donation car wash for the Cottonwood Middle School Lobos. Kickoff, Dre Meyer kicks it down to about the 6-yard line. Here come the Cobras trying the near side, bouncing it across, cuts inside, and then finally taken down after a good return out to about the 33-yard line. And making the tackle out there for the Mingus Marauders would be Chaz Taylor on special teams. So 33-yard line, Cactus. Oh, flag on the play, and it will go against the Cactus Cobras. So good field position will be terminated, and it'll be back within, at least the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Mingus is going to like that. They had Matthew Eberhardt there on the return. He was working his way down the left sideline. Once he ran out of there on the sideline, he cut back to the middle of the field, and not much to go there. That's where all the Marauders were, but it ended up being a nice return. Fortunately, that penalty is going to bring the Cobras back. 15-yard
line as the Mingus Marauders set up shop. Taylor comes out on defense for the defensive line. Mingus showing 5 down linemen. There is the snap, and it is going to be a run to the outside, and a good gain out there. Number 13 takes the handoff and will wander to the far side of the field off to the left for 13. 13 for 13.
There on the tackle, number 72, Jordan Taylor, just held on and spun the ball carrier around and bringing him down. Taylor getting downfield a little bit to make that tackle.
Offense hasn't seen the field in almost a quarter's worth of time. Trips to the near side, one on the right, and up the middle goes Norris, and down goes Norris, and was the ball out? Yes, the ball is out! And it looked like, it appears as though Josh Scalf comes up with the fumble recovery. Norris's body went one way. It looked like the ball went the other way, and Mingus, a huge turnover that has just as much to do with the offense being off of the field for so long. Mingus will get the ball back at the Cactus 30-yard line. Tied up 21-21 with 10 minutes left to go.
Well, that just has any momentum that Cactus had, now all of it back to Mingus. That was a huge turnover there. With a tie game, we're right around 10 minutes exactly left in this game. Mingus offense back out on the field.
Mingus will take it, and it'll go misdirection and bouncing through and still on his feet, driving for whatever he can get from the wing position on the far side. Won't have a first down, but he'll have a good solid gain of about 7 yards. And I believe that was either Ruiz or Nelson on the run.
We got a flag down on the play.
Well, that's not good. It might be negated here, as they're talking to Cactus, which usually means that they have a choice, and I think they're going to take that choice. The flag immediately right dead on the 30-yard line. So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty against the Mingus Marauders, a hold on the call. And Mingus now, that's the 4th penalty of the game. Only 25 penalty yards against the Mingus Marauders. Not many up downs now coming for practice. 2 receivers eligible on the right, so Twins potential on the right. Mingus will take the snap, and Meyer looking to throw. Comes to the near side and has Pollock open, underthrows him. The coverage dropping back by Rayleigh Williams. And it looks like they wanted to make sure they weren't beat deep. And Pollock definitely had half of it back there, but Meyer throws a little short.
Yeah, a little bit short, a few yards short actually, and Pollock was sitting right around where the original line of scrimmage was. So as you mentioned, he would have gotten about half of what they lost back. And now we bring up second down. Unfortunately, that ball was a little underthrown. Pollock just couldn't get back to the ball to make the catch.
2nd and 20 from the 40-yard line, and a late pitch coming to the near side, and it is well played out there as Groth only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Coming up with a great play was that number 58?
Yeah, number 58 for Cactus. Just a beautiful play there. That's Luis Ochoa. Their linebacker, outside linebacker, and defensive end also, senior 6'3", 230. That play was just executed perfectly by the defense. Meyer took a huge hit there right when he pitched the ball. I mean, he held it as long as he could, pitched it at the last second, and the running back got lit up from the other side. It was just executed perfectly on defense.
It was 2-on-3 is what it was. So they had the pitch man and the quarterback. 3rd and 20. Mingus now runs it up the middle. Groth, one of his legs is hobbling, running with one. He'll pick up 4 yards, and it'll be 4th and about 16 from the Cactus 41-yard line, or pardon me, 36-yard line. And Mingus, do you go for it at this point, or do you punt it? If you punt it, what kind of field position are you going to give? You're going to gain what, 16 yards?
Yeah, it's not going to be much. And they got a guy. Cactus has a return man back there. We'll see what Mingus does. Looks like they're going to punt.
Meyer does punt. He pooches it, and it is high. It'll be caught at about the 5-yard line. Returnable and brought down inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. So it ends up about an 18-yard advantage, and Mingus trying to play field position game here with the Cactus Cobras with 8:13 left to go in the game. Knotted up 21-21.
I believe Jordan Vincent was the one who actually tripped up the ball carrier there finally after a couple Marauders knocked him off his balance a little bit, but Vincent was able to just kind of get his arm, trip him up, and alter his legs a little bit for him, bring him down to the ground.
29 carries out here for Growth here. A reverse going the opposite way. There's Eberhardt as he finds the sideline. A great containment. That is so dangerous if you do not stay home. Mingus stays home defensively and turns what would be a spectacular play down the sideline for 80-plus yards into about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, you know, that is so difficult for a defender. When you have outside contain and the play looks like it's going the other way, I mean, everybody going the opposite way of you, it's so tough to stay honest, and that's what they did.
Quickly, back to Norris up the middle. Very little, maybe give him a yard or so. No, number 28 on the carry out there, so a new man running the ball. Number 28, that's going to be Joe Paredes, as he'll pick up just 1 yard, 3rd and 5. As they will go twins, spread formation, 2 receivers both sides, empty backfield now, throws quickly off the hands. Number 13, the intended receiver, couldn't get his hands around the ball. And now 4th down with the ball at the 24-yard line. And yeah, Cactus is going to have to punt. That's going to give Mingus, their own 24-yard line is going to give Mingus pretty good field position.
Mingus actually tipped that pass. That ball was tipped, and that's what disrupted it. I didn't get a number on it exactly on who tipped it, but you could see the ball just change in its movement there. Again, another nice stop by the Marauders.
Mingus, high punt above the lights. Get away from it. It is Yucky Poison, and he'll take a Cactus bounce and go down to about the 33-yard line. So an awesome punt. Actually has given some pretty decent distance for Mingus to go. From their own 33-yard line, 6:58 left to go in the 4th quarter. Tied up 21-21 with the 6th-ranked Cactus Cobras, who put up 70 points on Bradshaw in week number 1, who lost by 6 points, 43-37, to number 2, Marcus Deniza. So this is a good team, and Mingus is coming out and representing well. Mingus, double tight formation, 1 man in the backfield. There's the snap. Meyer looking to throw. He's coming to the near side as the wheel route to Growth doesn't happen, and the referee says the contact was incidental. The ball thrown about 20 yards in the air with the wheel route goes for naught.
Yeah, Growth coming out of the backfield, and he initially, once he left the backfield, was kind of going along the line, and then as he got towards the sideline right around the numbers, turned it upfield for that wheel route, and just a little overthrown. As you mentioned, the contact, referee say, was incidental.
Meyer 0 for 3 here in the second half in attempts, 2 for 3 in the first half. And 6:51 left to go in the game. Still plenty of time. Mingus could go back to running the ball, which they do. And Growth will pick up 2 as he dives ahead. And Trevor Galloway out there. And Jordan Vincent trying to plow the way for the senior from Mingus Union High School. That's his 30th carry in this game.
Well, it's been working. He's been running the ball really hard, really well, so why not keep giving it to him?
196 yards for Growth on the day here as the entire Cobra defensive line switches. Myers going back. He's got plenty of time. He's going to throw it, throws it short up underneath, and Link is looking for a flag as he is knocked to the ground with the ball in the air, and
I think their feet might have gotten tangled up a little bit.
Very possibly, yeah. And it looked as though the defensive back was going for the ball, not for the receiver. So that's going to bring up 4th and 8. 4th and 8. And Mingus did not take very much time off the clock, 6:10. Now going to have to punt it back to the Cactus Cobras. A punt by Myers, going to bounce out of bounds and hit the marker there at the 30-yard line. It'll go out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. So field position game back and forth. Cactus just gained about 20 yards.
Yeah, with this, I mean, you see both defenses are not wanting to give up any points. This game's tied 21-21, around 6 minutes left to go. But let's see if the Mingus Marauders can come out and get another stop here in this half and keep the Cobras from really getting any momentum. They haven't been able to get that this second half yet, but they have the weapons. They can do it in the air, as we talked about, also on the ground, so you cannot get complacent.
Power I, and they do run the back, a different back though, running the ball and covering it with both hands. No, that is Norris. Norris looked taller here in the fourth quarter. How about that? He'll pick up a good solid 6 yards on that one as they just go power I football and run it down the near side to the left side. Strong side is the left side once again. Power again. They'll try the opposite direction and running behind his blockers. Going forward, fighting forward. He may have enough for a first down. 2 plays and a potential first down for the Cactus Cobras. So they're trying to revisit Mingus Marauder territory for the first time in the second half.
Not much room for Norris to run, but I think he literally was holding on to the belt of his offensive lineman. His lead blocker, it looked like he was literally holding on to the back of his belt and just following him, and then once he started going down, he could kind of use that leverage to pick up a few more yards.
Trips to the near side. Cactus moving quickly and looking to throw the ball is Lee. He'll put it up. He's got Eberhardt. Eberhardt has got one man to beat, and Fabian does tackle him down just at about the 21-yard line. He got away from him on the coverage, and Jimenez able to catch up and make the tackle at about the 21-yard line.
Well, Eberhardt again able to get behind the defenders. As we look at the replay here for those watching, just drops back, Lee does, and just a little underthrown, but he was so wide open there, Eberhard was able to stop and receive the ball.
Back to the power I, following his blocks, darting in and out, and then down for about a gain of 3 is Norris.
You know, that was the first big play in the air that we've seen from Cactus in some time here, and that's what they needed to pick up. They were just picking up 4 or 5 yards here every once in a while, 7, 8 yards, but they needed one big play to kind of get them on Mingus' side of the field.
Eberhardt goes in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep, and he gets caught. Got around one man and then gets caught near the sideline. A great defensive play because those get dangerous, and Eberhardt obviously has shown an intensity to run the ball for the Cactus Cobras.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, he's just another one of those guys that can kind of do it all, and he's one of those players that you turn to when you need big plays, and that's what happened just one play ago. They picked up a good chunk of yardage there. They go back to him. He's one of those playmakers.
3rd and 5 inside the red zone. Norris got some room to run. He'll have a first down inside the Mingus Marauder 10-yard line. And the Cactus Cobras starting to get things churning with 4:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. And threatening to score and go up by 7. Tied at the moment, 21-21. Here go the Cactus Cobras, left side. Mingus will catch up to it. And then, did I see a flag get thrown? As he is tackled right at about the 5-yard line. Yep, there's yellow litter on the field, far side at the 5-yard line. And it appears to be a face mask against Mingus. So that's going to march it a good 2 to 2.5 yards closer, setting up a second down and goal from about the 2-yard line.
Well, this is where really you have to dig down deep if you're on the defense of the Marauders. You have to dig down deep. We're at the end of the game here, 4 minutes left. You've been playing out there, been playing hard, playing well. This is where it comes when the offense is knocking on the door.
Power, Norris in, untouched, and the Cactus Cobras with 3:58 left to go take a lead with a 67-yard drive in the fourth quarter. Power football right here as the lead blocker gets through. That was actually the offensive line crashing down on the defensive line. He had the lead blocker had nobody to hit, actually.
Yeah, the lead blocker was looking for something to do. I mean, the offensive line, we talked about how big and strong they were. Mingus, their defensive line trying to get low and sneak through underneath them. and the offensive line just pushed them down. Huge hole.
Extra point attempt will be blown dead with the whistle. Trevor Galloway comes flying in, and it is going to be, let's see if this is going to be an offsides. It's going to be an offsides against the Mingus Marauders. Will put the ball down at the 2-yard line. Now, does that change the intention for going for 2? Eberhardt, the holder for the Cactus Cobras. There's the snap. There's the hold. The kick is up, and it is good. It makes it a 7-point lead. 28-21 with 3:58 left to go in the 4:48 here at Mingus Union High School. We'll be back after this.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, if you're watching Verde Valley TV, you will see that the Cactus Cobras leave one entire section of the field open on kickoff. They're going to kick it deep, and could be returnable by the Mingus Marauders. They're going to take it up the middle. Alex Nelson brings the ball up to about the 23-yard line. And Mingus now, with 3:52 left to go, have 68 yards to cover.
Yeah, they got 68 yards to cover and just under 4 minutes to do that, 3:52. A couple quick score updates. Bradshaw 33 over Combs 0. That's in the third quarter. Flagstaff 14, Mojave 7. That's also in the third. And then last we heard, Payson was leading Coconino 14-6.
Alex Nelson took a shot on that return, and he'll get a little help off, but he is coming off mostly on his own power. Looks like one of my really sleepy friends that I used to have to help to, you know, get at least out of the yard somewhere, right? All right, so first and 10 for the Mingus Marauders. By the way, if you haven't signed up for the Cliff Castle Casino Pick'em contest, you can go to myradioplace.com and you can pick your favorite squads. There are weekly winners, and that was very helpful right there. 15 yards on a personal foul puts the Mingus Marauders up at their own 37-yard line, and that makes a huge difference.
3 minutes, 52 seconds.
Looking to the sideline, 3:52 left to go. Mingus now has 63 yards to go for pay dirt to try to tie this one up in the fourth quarter. Mingus will take the snap, and a late pitch coming to the outside. He's got some running room down the right-hand side, breaking it away. He's at the 20, 15, 10. Touchdown!
Juan Ruiz.
The late pitch to the outside, they bit on growth up the middle. And Ruiz, 63 yards for the touchdown. We are an extra point away as the Cannon sends smoke swirling across the field here at Mingus Union High School.
A beautiful play there. I mean, the pitch by Meyer, the read to decide to pull the ball out of the running back's arms and then take it and at the last second pitch it out to Ruiz on the right side of the line, and you'll see Ruiz, just that pitch. Ruiz is off, gets a nice block from one of his receivers on the outside, makes a nice cut in, and he's off to the races.
The all-important extra point is good for the Mingus Marauders, and we are tied up. Did you do it too quickly? I don't know. We'll talk about that after this break. We'll return to Mingus right after this. Back here at Mingus Union High School, well, the Marauders leave 3:40 on the scoreboard, and they're going to kick off to the Cactus Cobras. That's the bad news. Good news is they tied it back up at 28, and I told you this was going to be a battle between these squads. And I'll tell you, Mingus has certainly stepped up their play for this particular game.
They really have. They've been playing with intensity from the very first snap of this game.
There's the kick, and it'll take him back into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Meyer couldn't have done anything better. Do not risk the return. Eberhard has been feisty out there.
Yeah, you know, in that position, you see a lot of teams, they just kick it out of bounds to prevent a return. But when you have somebody with the leg that Meyer has, that strong leg, he has the ability to put it in the end zone, and he did that. Couldn't have come at a better time. That is exactly what you needed from him.
He has cannons at all extremities. The arm is a cannon. You can throw the ball 60 yards downfield. He can kick the ball 60 yards downfield. All right, we'll just call him the Cannon. How about that? Here come the Cobras as Norris tries to break one away himself. He'll get 6 on a scamper to the left-hand side and move the line of scrimmage out to about the 26-yard line. It's about the time in the game where you're starting to get tired and fatigued in the trenches.
Yeah, you know, and that's who's going to dig down deeper. It's tough for defenses at this point when you have just a very physical game like we've seen here tonight. It's tough to continue playing well late in the game.
There's a run to the right side. Mingus will stop it short of the first down, and Norris will run the ball again, and that'll be his 28th carry. Not to be outdone, Groth has more than that. Groth is over 30 carries on the game. 93 yards on the ground for Norris, as he has been an absolute workhorse. 3rd and 4, this is huge. Obviously, 2-down territory for the Cactus Cobras. They hand off to Norris, who comes to the near side as he'll slip through a tackle and get his knee down, though. Say the knee was down, and the question is where? As he comes around the outside, I think he actually loses his balance, and the knee goes down right there and marked below the 30. So that'll make it 4th and 1. 4th and 1. 2:18 left to go. Timeout, Cactus. This is going to be a thriller. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
Well, here come the Mingus Marauders out defensively. And they look like they're going for it. Yep, Cactus has one man in the backfield. Everybody else at the line, 2 receivers deep. They hand it off to Norris. He has hit the backfield, and it's going to depend on the mark. It's going to depend on the mark. Strack is jumping up and down, thinking that they got him short. Mingus Marauders think short. Cactus line thinking that they got it. It depends on the spot of the ballot. It's got to be short of the 30.
Short.
And whoa, there is a penalty. The flag came out as they have marked it short of the 30. Can you see?
Yeah, it looks like it is a little bit short here. I'm not exactly sure what that flag is, but the Marauders defense makes the 4th down stand.
And now the penalty could come into play. If it is against the Cactus Cobras, that's going to put the Mingus Marauders inside the red zone to start. The ball is at the 29 and 7/8, almost the 30-yard line. Unsportsmanlike conduct going against the Cactus Cobras. Coach Fenheimer is not going to be happy with that. That is a major pet peeve for a fantastic professional program. You don't do that. And the march is going to take the ball down. Let's see where they stop. To just outside the 15-yard line. So Mingus with the ball. 2:13 left to go. Tied up 28-28. And here come the Mingus Marauders. An exhausted Growth is in the backfield. Mingus taking their time. Up to the line comes Meyer. One receiver to the right, one to the left in a wing. Wing goes into motion and Growth darts through for about 5. He'll be down to about the 10-yard line as the clock approaches 2. Now, remember, Meyer, a phenomenal leg. I have got confidence in Meyer kicking a game-winning possible field goal. As the clock approaches now 1:45, Meyer taking his time, 2nd and 5, man in motion, and Growth up the middle again as they'll pick up another 2, bringing up 3rd and 2. Now you'll notice they're keeping the ball in the middle of the field.
Yeah, keeping the ball in the middle of the field just in case it comes back to that. Of course, you want to pick up the first down here, 3rd and short, but if the ball's in the middle of the field, it makes a nice, easy chip shot in theory for Trey Meyer, and that's kind of the goal. You're looking to do 2 things, pick up a first down, also try and keep that ball in the middle of the field.
3rd and a short, 3rd and a 2. Here come the Mingus Marauders, and Meyer's throwing for it, and touchdown! Ruiz gets the reception, 8 yards for the touchdown. Setting up the field goal, are you kidding me?
Well, that was just like, a very similar setup to what we saw the very first drive by the Marauders. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and then when they're down there in the end zone knocking on the door, dump it off to Ruiz for the touchdown. It was just a nice, beautiful drive by the Marauders. Executed extremely well, great play calling.
Here's the extra point, and boy, Meyer's excited. He almost got that one to the scoreboard with 1:06 left to go. The Marauders now lead 35 to 28. They got to get that changed on the scoreboard out there. We'll help them change the scoreboard. We'll be back for the final 66 seconds after this.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, Mingus now kicking off with the lead 35 to 28 over the Cactus Cobras. And Mingus is going to put their defense back on the field and make something happen. The ball is going to roll past Norris, gets a great Mingus bounce, and goes into the end zone. So that'll force the Cobras to start from the 20-yard line.
I think Norris was trying to field that ball, but it took an awkward skip and went into the end zone. But it looked like he was trying to pick that one up.
Well, if I was Norris, I would probably be trying to pick it up too. They have struggled to move the ball here in the second half. They do have 1 touchdown. However, they've been struggling to move the ball, especially on the ground, and with 1:06 left, sometimes an open field break is the best thing you can do. Mm-hmm. Spread formation against the Mingus Marauders. Lee is going to throw to the near side and throws at his feet. However, he is hit in the backfield, and out comes the penalty flag, and they are going to call hitting the quarterback. So a personal foul against the Mingus Marauders. That hurts. So 3 seconds come off, and it's going to be 15 yards against the Marauders.
Well, we saw what the 15-yard penalty did when it went against Cactus. It gave Marauders great field position, led to a touchdown. Now this won't benefit Cactus quite as much as they're still on their own side of the 50-yard line, but it definitely helps, gives them a little more room.
Well, here come the Cobras. Same play, they're going to throw it out far side, little bubble screen. They're going to run him out of bounds after about an 8-yard gain. And Eberhardt, once again, the senior, with his 6th reception of the game. makes it 2nd and short with the ball at about the 43-yard line.
Ball at the 43-yard line, 2nd down, under a minute left in this game, 58 seconds.
There's the snap. They're going to find him again, and it is a reception. Breaking away and loose on the far side of the field is Norris. He catches the ball about 2 yards downfield, almost picked off, and he picks up another 7 yards, taking it down to the Mingus Marauder 48-yard line with 50 seconds left to go.
Yeah, Lee just hits it, dumps him off, hits him in the flat. The defender tries to pick it off, doesn't. He picks up the 1st down and gets out of bounds.
Shotgun again. Here goes Lee, and he's hit and tackled, sacked, and they're going to have to call a timeout, and they do.
Stabriff right there on the sack as he just comes sprinting out of that pile. You can tell he is worked up, and for good reason on that sack as Cactus calls a timeout. You see here coming off of the edge, he just fights off the block and kind of goes the long way, but makes the sack, and it didn't look like Lee even saw him, as that was a pretty easy sack there for Stabriff, but coming at a huge moment in this game. 44 seconds left, bringing up a 4th down, or a 2nd down, and long for Cactus, still on their side of the 50-yard line.
Well, now on their side of the 50-yard line, Stabriff made sure that they were at the 48, and they will lose 6 yards on the sack. Most importantly, uses a timeout. 44 seconds left to go on the clock. They have not tried to throw the ball downfield yet. They will now. They get it to Eberhardt in the near flats. He'll get wrapped up. 2-3 Marauders on him. And after 6 yards, they take him down inbounds, and they'll have to take another timeout.
Yeah, he was trying after he caught that ball to get out of bounds, but the Marauders just did not let that happen, as they just kept flying to the ball and just kept putting up the fight to keep him from reaching out of bounds and making the tackle.
Well, if they're going to hurt you, you got to leave them open in the middle of the field. That's where Mingus decided to play soft. Great call by defensive coordinator Neil Dixon and his crew. Coach Galloway out there to help, as well as Zabala, who does the defensive backs for the Mingus Marauders and does defense for the JV squad. Great calling out there as Mingus goes into a cover 4. We'll give you soft in the middle. 35 seconds left to go. 3rd and 9 from the 47-yard line. You got trips to the near side. They're going to throw a little bubble screen. Number 82 with the reception, and don't know why he was fighting to stay in bounds, but he finally gets pushed out of bounds with 30 seconds left to go. The ball down to the 40-yard line. So 4th and a long 2. 4th and 2. Actually, they mark it at the 39. 4th and 3 now. So here come the Cobras. Mingus defensively needs a stop. They're going to throw it across the field, and the reception is there, but it's inbounds as Eberhardt catches it. They're going to move the chains, and 24 seconds left to go. As soon as they do, the clock is going to start now. The ball at the Mingus Marauder 36-yard line, a new set of downs. 24 seconds on the clock, and Lee will throw to the near side. It's dropped. 20 seconds left to go, 2nd and 10 from the 36. Whoa, where is my heart medication?
And, you know, all they're getting, Mingus is only giving them the underneath stuff, and they're almost welcoming it, because the last thing you want to do is let anybody behind you. And as you mentioned beforehand, give them that middle of the field. Keep them inbounds. Keep them inbounds as much as you can, and the Marauders' defense has been doing a good job of not getting letting anybody behind them, and now Marauders call a timeout.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a timeout here to kind of give their defense a break. The last 40 seconds, actually the last 20 seconds of this game has been almost 10 minutes of pure intensity. Get the boys some water, give them a chance, and then talk about what we want to do with what kind of coverage, whether we're going man, whether cover 3, cover 4. Don't let anything deep. That's what we're talking about. Don't let anything deep. We're number 15 on the field.
Right.
We better double team him.
Yeah, you know, just trying to come and figure out, and as you mentioned, one of the biggest things is the rest. I mean, they've been out there just playing nonstop here on this drive, and the intensity of the situation is almost draining, but at the same time, you feed off of that energy.
Trips to the near side. Lee looking to pass. He's got pressure. He's hit as it thrown. And it's incomplete with 15 seconds left to go. Now third down, 3rd and 10. And the Cactus Cobras are just extending the final 40 seconds as the crowd from Mingus screaming 448.
That was Juan Ruiz hitting Lee as he was throwing that ball, disrupting the pass.
Here's the shotgun. Lee looking to pass, comes to the near side. Incomplete, 10 seconds left to go. 4th and 10. And finally, the ball game comes down to this play.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one here. We'll see what they end up doing if they take a shot deep downfield, if they try and maybe get a little bit closer and get out of bounds. We'll see exactly what they do. I mean,
I'm not sure you have time. Mingus leading 35-28, up by 7, trying to protect themselves with the ball at the 36-yard line. Mingus Marauders on the field. Stabrith trying to get the crowd into it. They respond. There's the snap. Lee drops back, tosses it up. Fabian's back. The best one there. It's incomplete. 3 seconds left to go, and the Mingus Marauders will only need to kneel.
That was absolutely perfect by Jimenez back there. We talked about it. Don't let anybody behind you deeper than the deepest man, and that's exactly what Jimenez did. It almost looked like the ball was being thrown to him in stride. That was just a perfect play by Jimenez, getting deeper than that deepest receiver.
Eberhardt was the intended receiver, and deservedly so. That young man has put his heart and soul into this game. And Mingus will come out for Coach Young, and maybe my personal favorite play, as they're going to take a knee. And Mingus in 3 ticks, 2, 1. The cannon will sound, and that will mark the first victory of the year for the Mingus Marauders.
It was a fun one, Jackie.
Who now are 1-2. The Cactus Cobras have fallen to 1-2 to start this season. Back-to-back losses to Marcus Deniza and to a Mingus Marauder varsity squad who is started to find themselves. We have got an exciting post-game coming up for you. We're going to return for the post-game show at Mingus Union High School. Mingus wins 35-28. According to the Conwood Rec Center scoreboard on Verde Valley TV, we'll be back after this.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
They're here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Cottonwood Motorsports, located on Route 260 and Western Drive.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at reesestire.com.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
People always ask us, what does being a dealer for the people mean? Being for the people is a simple idea. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car. That belief drives the entire team at Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to care more, to try harder, to work smarter. We're dedicated to helping you find or fix the perfect car for your life and budget. Whatever is keeping you from driving the car you want, we guarantee we'll try our best to help you. We're Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're a dealer for the people. Visit us at our store in Cottonwood or see all our deals at mattsays.yes.com.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Well, ready for the post-game show here at Mingus Union High School. The Mingus Marauders victorious, get their first win of the season, 35-28 against a very well-disciplined, very big, very fast, very good Cactus team. This is a victory that Mingus really does need to mark on the calendar, mark on the schedule. This was a good one.
Yeah, it was great from the very beginning to the very end. I mean, you mentioned it was like, 5 minutes, took almost 15, 20 minutes to play. I mean, it was just going back and forth all game, especially the second half. I mean, this was just a fun one from the very beginning, and we talked about it in pregame. But Cactus showing the kind of team that they are. I mean, we saw glimpses of just excellence in the air. The fact that duo between Lee and Eberhardt is just amazing. And then on the ground, Norris will get into his numbers, which are impressive. It's a very good team, and Mingus has to be very, very excited and of just how they played today. I mean, they look like a different team, honestly, today out there on the field. Their intensity, their level of play, they played smart, not that many penalties. It was just an all-around great team win for the Marauders.
It really was. The team started to come together, and it really, the emphasis on team. First quarter, Mingus had a 7-0 lead, a 16-yard run by Growth. And then second quarter, just barely into the second quarter, Cactus came back, a 10-yard keeper by Lee. It was 7-7. Second quarter, Meyer had a 9-yard keeper, and that was on a Taylor fumble recovery off of a punt. And Mingus took advantage where they were up 14-7. Then with 45 seconds left to go, 1-yard dive by Norris tied it up at 14-14. Mingus gives up the ball on a turnover at their own 22-yard line. One play later, a 22-yard line strike to Eberhardt. And Cactus at halftime led 21-14. And not only did the momentum swing, the entire boat turned around.
Yeah, it really did.
It really did.
I mean, it seemed like Mingus really had most of the momentum in the first half. Cactus went on and pulled ahead and went in the locker room with the lead. They had momentum, but then the second half, man, Mingus just came out of that locker room ready to play.
Well, they did. First, they had to stop Cactus because they had the ball first. They kicked off to Cactus, made it a 3-and-out, got the ball back, and then capped an 81-yard drive in the second half and tied the ball game with a 2-yard dive by Growth as he gets the game all tied up. Great offensive line blocking, creating that hole. He didn't need much, got exactly what he needed, kept the pads low, and then with fourth quarter action, 3:58 left to go. Cactus regains the lead. A 67-yard drive finished by a 2-yard Norris run out of the power I, and the fullback didn't even have anybody to hit. And so then it was 28-21 after the extra point. Fourth quarter. How about this? back and forth once again. Mingus Marauders with 3:40 left to go. The pitch to the outside. There goes Ruiz. He gets a block. He's down the sideline, 68 yards for the touchdown. And Mingus, after the extra point, had tied it up 28-28. We had the conversation at that point. 3:40 left on the board. Kyle, did we leave too much time?
You know, that's the first thing that you automatically think about. And when we were during break, you made a good point. You have to score, regardless. I mean, the answer was what you told me is no.
No.
You did not leave too much time. You know, well, after you score, you think, maybe they got over 3 minutes left. This is an offense that can move the ball. Maybe we did, but if you don't score, it doesn't even matter. So the Mingus Marauders scored when they had to, and then ended up holding it out.
On Verde Valley TV, we had a shot of Coach Neil Dixon as he was explaining. Then I told the defense to do this, and it worked. And then but back at the game here. So 3:40 ended up stopping the Cactus Cobras on a 4th down attempt at their own 30-yard line, and Mingus got the ball back. Couple of drives. Actually, it started with a penalty, 15-yard penalty down to about the 15. A couple of growth runs, and then I thought for sure they were going to run the ball, keep it in the middle of the field to try to get the field goal and be up by 3. No. Play action pass finds Ruiz in the back of the end zone for an 8-yard touchdown pass. And then the extra point, Mingus took a lead by a score of 35-28. However, they had left 1:06 on the clock. Cactus was not done yet. They drove the ball down the field, finally stuttered out at about the Mingus Marauder 39-yard line, and that's where the game would end on a incomplete 4th and 10 down pass intended for the end zone with 10 seconds left. And the Cactus Cobras, really, time management for that final drive. I got to tip if I had a hat, and Fabian here, I would tip my hat to that. And they really did a great job putting that final drive together. Mingus just responded with phenomenal defense.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they were willing to give up the stuff underneath and keep that middle of the field. Just give it to them. I mean, you can't let anybody deeper. They need to score. They need to go down and score a touchdown. A field goal's not going to win it. So the Marauders understood that, okay, we'll give them a little bit, but at the same time, the Cactus Cobra's offense was like, okay, we know how much time we have left. We know how long it takes us to score, so we'll take that for a little bit. They had guys getting out of bounds on the underneath stuff, and they chipped away, and they were in a position. They were in a position to score and tie this thing up because of that management. But then when you get down into the red zone like that, that's when the defense no longer can give up that underneath stuff. They have to make a stop, and the Marauders responded.
Well, Mingus will now go on to region play. Lee Williams next week for the Mingus Marauders. Cactus draws Cactus Shadows. Oh, that'll be another battle. When we come back, we're going to do individual stats, players of the game, with the post-game show here at Mingus Junior High School right after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
Are you looking for a different approach to healthcare? A place where excellent care is combined with kindness and compassion? If so, welcome to Spectrum. At Spectrum, our approach to healthcare is positively different. From primary care to pediatrics, our staff is dedicated to one thing: you. As a leader in integrated care in Arizona, we treat the whole person because we think everyone deserves to feel better. Spectrum Healthcare, for mind, for body, for all of you.
Cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics.
We are Flip City Gym.
We have classes for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels.
Flip City Gym offers competitive co-ed cheerleading with world champion coaches.
Ask about tumbling and gymnastics.
Or our health and fitness-based academic preschool.
The only one of its kind in northern Arizona.
Enjoy open gym Fridays and Saturdays. Stop by for your free class or find out more at flipcitygym.org.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 13 years in a row in Cottonwood and 9 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Mingus Marauders go 1-2 on the season. Well, Cactus falls to 1-2. Mingus victorious 35-28 here on their home field. Mingus will be on to Lee Williams coming up next week. Let's take a look at individual stats out here for the visiting Cactus Cobras. A very efficient game, Lee, from the quarterback position, as he ends up 16 for 26, 158 yards, 1 touchdown. Norris, respectable, 30 carries, 94 yards. A lot of heart left on the field. 2 touchdowns for the young man out of the backfield for the Cactus Cobras. Other notables, Lee had another 19 yards on the ground. However, receiving the ball, Eberhardt, the senior, Matthew, ends up with 8 receptions, 1 touchdown, 104 receiving yards for the Cactus Cobras. Mingus here tonight. Trey Meyer, ends up respectable 3 for 8, 58 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The interception was at least way downfield. Could have been a punt that way. Growth. How about this? 32 carries. The young man finds endurance. 203 yards on the ground here with 2 touchdowns for the fullback from the Mingus Marauders. Trey Meyer ended up with another 36 yards off of 10 carries for Mingus, and Ruiz. How about that, man? Had a couple of opportunities and made him work. He ends up 3 for 67, made up for a fumble with a 63-yard pitch going for a touchdown for the Mingus Marauders. Mingus ends up with 307 rushing yards on the night. What do you think? Players of the game here.
I think with over 200 yards in this game on the ground, I think you got to go Growth. I mean, and what's great about this offense is that when you have a hard physical game like this and you have a guy putting up the numbers like Growth did, you still can go back to Ruiz, who scores 2 touchdowns late in the game. He's got that huge run that were crucial to this win. That's what's nice about all the weapons that the Marauders have. But I think with over 200 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, you got to go Growth.
Well, I'm also going to salute the interior of the Mingus Marauders.
Right, definitely.
You've got Hardy and Taylor on either side of Vincent at the center position. That's where Mingus was actually winning the ball game, was that offensive line. I told you the offensive line for the JV squad came together this week. The offensive line for the Mingus Marauders came together this week, and it showed there. Defensively, we had interesting support across the board. I'm gonna pick one off here real quick. Special teams, I'm going with Chaz Taylor with the fumble recovery deep in Cactus territory. Trey Meyer also perfect on his extra points. That was crucial. Defensively, who do you like?
Going to a new position as a Sam backer, that is a tough move. It's tough to do that, but I think you got to go Galloway. He had command of that defense, and it seemed like that combination was just perfect. Kudos to the coaches for making that change. It worked out perfect against this offense.
Well, region play starts for the Mingus Marauders next Friday. We're going to travel all the way to Kingman. He's got to put up with me for 3.5 hours in the truck. All the way to Kingman for our our first visit to Lee Williams and the Volunteers, and that will open region play the following Friday. After that, Mojave comes here, and it is going to be homecoming. So keep it tuned here for Verde Valley TV and KYBC, and we got some people to thank.
Real quick, want to thank our crew for making this broadcast possible. Our director, Ryan Nichols, graphics and replay, John Stabe, camera operators, we have Rachel Valentine, Damian Huff, Madison Bradley, and then back in the studio, we want to thank Cody Fant for keeping us on the radio.
That's going to be a wrap from the cave here at Mingus Union High School. Mingus gets in the win column, 35-28 over the Cactus Cobras. Good night, everybody.